go read, I'm almost done. And whenever you go to Glowbusters Activism on YouTube, you can't find that stream, right? It's nowhere to be found. But when I sign into my Glowbusters Activism account and then I go to my channel, the video's there. So, okay, I'm asking a question. So basically, they have shadow banned the video, right? And the only views are the live viewers, and you can't find it if you go to Glowbusters Activism outside of the actual account. So I'm just curious: do people in here condone the censorship of YouTube, or do you think that that's wrong?
We don't really care about your situation.
Yeah, we do, Sean. We do care. We do care about the Flat Earth situation.
No, we don't.
No, but Terry,
you don't care about it, but we care about it.
See, I tried to come meet y'all halfway where I'm not even talking in the specifics of the earth right now, right? I'm just saying, do y'all condone the monopolistic company of YouTube forcibly censoring and shadow banning my video?
Well, I got a copyright strike, but I don't care.
That's not the same as shadow banning it, bro.
Yeah, no one comes in and...
There's a way to know if a video is shadow banned, WITSIT. If when you hover over...
It's a tricky one. They are a private company.
When you hover over a video, if the thumbnail goes to preview, then it's not shadow banned. If there is no preview, like when you hover your mouse over the video, then it's shadow banned. What I heard.
Well, check this, man. If you go to YouTube right now and you type in Glowbusters Activism, and then you click on there, the re-emergence of sun worship, the stream won't be there, bro. Like, I just did a screen recording, right? So I only have like 300-something views because that's how many people watched it live. So I have like...
They're a private company, man. They're a private company out to make a profit.
Okay, well, let me
explain this to you. Make your videos with that in mind.
Okay, let me explain to you. I know you don't understand things and you just talk, but let me explain to you the problem with your premise.
Right, okay. All right.
Okay.
Just go at me like that when I'm trying to talk to you. Just go at me like that.
No, you're just trying to justify the forceful censorship.
I'm not justifying anything. I'm not justifying anything, mate. I'm just telling you.
Watch, check this,
I don't know if you've looked at it from that angle.
I have, but this is the problem, right? If they were a private company...
don't use YouTube, man. Don't use it.
My man, listen. If they were a private company and they adhered to publishing laws, then that would be cool. I would have nothing to say, and I wouldn't use the platform, right? Because if you're a publisher and you're a private company, you're allowed to pick and choose what you have on your platform. That's cool. But they operate as a public square platform, right? A public forum, as in meaning they do not have to be liable for what's said on the... I'm still talking, bro.
I don't think so.
Your microphone's rubbish. All we hear is mumble.
See, y'all are afraid of truth in every aspect of your life. This is weird. So whenever you are a publisher, you are liable for whatever's on your platform. When it's a public platform or a public square platform, you aren't liable. So YouTube, I'm still talking.
You need to understand.
I know it's not public. I know it's not public. I'm trying to explain this to you guys. So what they do is they have the benefit of the public square platform where they're not personally liable for whatever's on their platform. It's because Section 103 of the legislation, right? So you guys need to learn what you talk about. Okay, so they were given a loophole. They were given a loophole by the government where they get to act like a publishing company, right, and pick and choose what they have on there, but they're not personally liable like a publishing company has to be. So you agree with literal fascism, where the monopolistic companies work with the government and they let them break the law? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Fuck off.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Okay.
You twisted that whole thing, and that's not what I'm saying.
Did you hear what I explained?
Yeah.
Is that true or false?
You've got a problem with YouTube and you come here to complain about it.
No, I'm just asking. I'm asking, do you guys taking a survey, right? I know you guys don't like what I have to say, but even though you disagree with what I have to say, do you agree I have the right to say it?
Yes, and I'm on my second YouTube strike too, and I think it's very unfair.
Yeah, so like what they're doing is acting as a published company. But they're not being liable for what's on there. That's illegal, guys. We should stand together for free speech. I don't see why.
You're wrong.
Yeah, we should stand together for free speech.
I've been doing my YouTube channel for a long time now, or long enough, and I know that I'm responsible for whatever I have on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's right. But I'm saying, do you understand that if you know what publishing laws are?
Do you? That's the question.
So publishing laws say
inaccurately describing the situation with YouTube.
Listen. Publishing laws say that if you're a publisher, you are personally liable for any content on your platform. YouTube does not have to adhere to that. YouTube doesn't stand behind personal liability of everything on their platform. Obviously, people say all kinds of stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, they still have
so
the
they
right.
get to act like a publishing company,
No,
but they don't have to
not.
adhere to publishing laws. That's illegal,
You
bro.
say they are not publishing company, and they still have the right to choose what they put or not.
That's not what the law says. You don't get to make up the law here on Discord.
So you don't get to decide what a publisher wants to publish.
No, you're right. You're right. If they were a publisher, then I wouldn't be allowed to complain. I have no place to complain. They aren't a publisher, bro.
They're not a publisher.
No, they're not because they're not. Listen, because they're not personally liable for everything on their platform.
Publisher, and
that's what publishing laws are. You guys don't even know. You guys always speak out of ignorance.
It's not a consideration of what
you guys speak out of ignorance about every subject. This is why you think the Earth's a ball, because you just speak out of ignorance. Okay, so publishing laws means that you have to stand behind it. You have personal liability of what's on your platform.
They're a private fucking company.
They're a private publishing company, which means they should have to stand behind liability of everything on their platform, but they don't. You're right, they're not a publishing company, so they can't pick and choose what's on their platform. Do you guys not understand this?
Yes, they can.
Why? Do you know why? Section 203, Section 203...
Wikipedia.
I'll explain to you. Section 203 has given them the leeway.
Private company
guys,
tell you what they want and
guys, since you're so ignorant, wouldn't you want to at least learn something once in a while? Okay, no, I know the actual facts. Okay, so there is a certain legislation that the
then you should go somewhere where someone cares to hear this right now.
No, you should just stop interrupting. There is section.
Calm down, guys.
No.
Okay. There's a certain listen, man. Guys, they've given
what we were going to listen to. You
guys, they've given.
We're going to listen to we don't want to hear.
If you guys didn't constantly interrupt me, I would already be done talking.
You're making a survey. You get our opinion.
But you haven't let me fully explain and ask you yet. So
we don't care. You got our opinion.
Yeah, we're not going to stop and let you monologue for a half hour. No one cares.
I'm not. If you're just interrupting me, making it take longer. I haven't been on here for 4 minutes. You people are losers half an hour. What are you talking about?
It's not a topic in which we care to talk about.
Okay, can I finish explaining it? It'll take 30 seconds, and then I won't talk about it.
Guys,
I can. What are you gonna do about it, bro? What you gonna do about it, bro?
You guys stop.
You're making a problem, Sean.
Everyone just go one at a time.
Sean, you're causing a problem in the room, okay? People are allowed to speak. People are allowed to give their opinions. It is not about what you think. It's about what you want to hear. Okay? So if WITSIT wants to say something, let him say it, and then let's get the response. Let's get a conversation on the table.
So what they effectively did, working with the legislation in Congress, guys, you should know this because it affects you too. I'm just trying to help you guys out, okay? Because it's gonna get worse.
You're not trying to help us out.
Oh my gosh!
With the false modesty and
no, this is. I'm honestly trying to stand for us as a group of people that are being censored by fascism. You people just don't care because it's Austin the flat earther. But whenever it's you and your loved ones and you can't get any of your words out, then you're gonna care and you're gonna turn around and be like, oh damn, maybe I should have stood with the people that I disagreed with, but they should still have the right to voice it. They've given them legislative protection under the 203 legislation.
YouTube have the right to decide that you're not going to exercise your right on their platform.
Okay, I'm trying to finish explaining it. So what they've been given is publishing ability to pick and choose, but they don't have to stand with publishing liability because they passed a certain law, right? And it was under the guise of stuff like they have the ability to remove child pornography and stuff, right? So they're able to use the publishing capability of removing stuff like child pornography. They've used and abused that section of legislation to now pick and choose anything that is said there. And this is being going on in Congress in the debate for the last 3 years. I don't know where you people have been, but everything I'm saying is factual, objective, and you can go verify it yourself. So they are acting like a public platform, not standing with liability, but they're also being able to act like a publisher at the same time, being able to pick and choose what's on there. That is illegal, except for the Congress has given them protection. Congress has given them protection under legislation 203 you know nothing about, which means that is fascism, bro. The government is working with monopolistic companies to censor us, bro.
Are you saying 203? Do you mean 230?
Maybe it's 230.
Yeah, is not illegal.
I think you mean 230. CDA 230.
Yeah, so you've heard of it. So you see
I'm
how
just
they're
having a look at it now.
Right. Yeah. So it's bad, bro. It's not good at all, man. Like they're getting to act like a publisher, but also utilize the benefit and privilege of a public platform, bro. This is actual fascism unfolding right in front of our eyes. That's all I'm saying. So there you go. Now I'm done.
No response?
No response now that someone else in this room has looked it up and verified it. They don't have anything to say. They just wanted to interrupt me and try and
I haven't verified anything. I've just corrected you in saying you're talking about 230. Not 203.
Yeah, well, read it.
That's what I'm doing.
All right, cool. At least he wants to know, man. I mean, it's not a big deal. Obviously, I got my answers on the survey. You guys think that they should be able to censor us.
Bottom line, if you think it's illegal, or if you think it's wrong, you take it up with the powers that be, or don't use the platform.
Well, I'm explaining
I don't know what else you can do. What else can you do?
No, you're right. We can't do anything because that's how fascism works, right? They take your rights away forcibly, right? So you're actually technically there is no legal. There's no like litigation grounds here because they've given them the protection of 230 that you're reading. So now they've just given them this legal protection, even though it's illegal. So it's sad,
Not
bro.
illegal, WITSIT. Stop saying that.
You got to get into politics, WITSIT, so you can fix this. No point belly aching to us about it.
Well, I just thought that maybe
if you think it's wrong, that is. Get into politics and do something about it.
Yeah, but politics is a scam, bro. You don't just move up the ranks of politics.
Well, then suck it up, princess.
Okay, but you're saying
what are you going to do?
That's what you know. That's what the Nazis.
You don't want to get into the. You don't want to get into the system to try and fix it, and you want to complain about it. You're
not allowed in the system unless you are an approved party, dude. You don't get to move up the ranks of politics just because you want to.
Well, work it out, mate. Work it out.
Okay, but you know that's what the Nazi sympathizer said too, right?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
there goes your whole argument. Yeah.
Yeah, go on. Nazi sympathizers and all
Nazi sympathizers used to say, but they're the government. I'm just following orders.
That's just your way of getting out of trying to do anything.
No, I'm saying this is a government takeover.
You're using it as an excuse so you don't have to get in there and do anything.
So you're saying that I came in here to try
I'm not saying anything. I'm saying you should do something.
Okay, I'm trying to. I've sacrificed my livelihood. I've sacrificed my ability to make good and have good employment to get the truth out there. Now, I'm convicted about this truth. You may disagree with it, but I am doing something, bro. I've literally sacrificed every single aspect of my life to get the truth out there. While you sit on here and just throw rocks and then advocate censorship and then bash people like me.
I'm not throwing rocks.
Not you necessarily. I'm talking about this place. People like this, making memes, trying their best to shut us down. You're working on behalf of the powers that shouldn't be, while I've sacrificed everything in my personal life to do it. So don't tell me about what I should or shouldn't do whenever you make no sacrifices for the well-being of the people as a whole, right? Because that's what I'm doing.
Well, it's not working for you.
You're right. It's not working because the government has too much power, and we have a whole bunch of mind-numb zombies wandering around advocating their power.
Well, it's up to you, mate, if you want to do something.
YouTube
no, it's up to all of us coming together if we want to do something.
Something else you're saying wrong.
What am I saying wrong?
YouTube is not part of the government.
But they're getting help from the government. That's what fascism is, okay?
No, that's what legislation is. And
do you know what fascism is? What's fascism?
But you are talking about aspects of legislation. That is.
Can you define fascism for the room? What is fascism then?
YouTube have the right, the legal right, and the option to include or disclude content on their website, on their platform,
which is a publishing privilege.
They have decided what you call truth to not be truth, and they do not want to be associated with anything that they have decided is not truth. So
unfortunately for them, if they don't get the publishing privilege without
against the brick wall of reality, and find some alternative method of doing what you want to do.
But unfortunately for them, they don't get the publishing privileges without adhering to publishing laws.
Just because publisher has the rights to remove content, don't make it the publisher rights. It's my right too.
No, it's called personal liability for the platform. That's what publishing laws say, bro. So have you ever read publishing laws, or do you just talk out of ignorance about everything?
You say they are not publishers.
You are the best flat earth recruitment ever, you guys are, because they see that all you do is argue instinctively, even though you're coming from a place of ignorance. That's what you do with the earth.
Are they doing anything against the law?
All we do is argue about reality and don't twist anything into nonsense like you do.
Hey, Terry, can you name one official narrative coming from the U.S. government that you disagree with?
It's not relevant. You are talking about a specific
You can't
point.
name one thing?
You are talking about a specific point. Don't
but I'm asking you to just
it.
name one
That's
official
Terry,
mainstream narrative that you don't agree with.
It doesn't matter. That is irrelevant. You are talking about one specific
I'm doing this for the audience to prove that you're just
and then
dishonest.
trying to call that a generalism. That is incorrect again.
No, I've explained the actual laws you know nothing about.
You have misexplained the actual laws.
No, I haven't. You don't even know what the laws are. And only one person in this room actually researched it.
I have the ability to understand when you are misquoting them.
You have the ability to understand when I'm misquoting a law that you know nothing about.
I just read through it, and that's what I posted earlier about.
You do.
Back earlier.
Yeah, so 230 gave them legal protection, legislative protection, to act as a publishing company without adhering to the liability of publishing laws. This is objective. It was a debate in Congress for the last 3 years. Guys, where have you been?
Because YouTube is not a public company, and they have also, on top of that legislation, they have the right to choose what they host on their platform.
Right, so they're not a public company, but they get to act like a public company because they don't have liability for what's on their platform.
And it's not legislation or law. That's just your opinion.
So the Democrats and the Republicans in America, they disagree about everything. The color of grass, the color of the sky. They disagree about everything.
You are going off a tangent.
No, I'm trying to make a point, man. I know you don't understand contextual understanding, but maybe you should stop interrupting.
You don't understand it either.
Okay,
Look, any criticism you can lay against me, I could just bounce straight back at you, so don't do it.
Okay, so the quote-unquote Republicans and Democrats, which is a political facade to keep us divided, right?
That's
they disagree
your opinion,
about just... Guys, can I finish my point, please?
Use your opinions as a matter of fact or legislation.
Okay, I'm going to try to finish my point for the 4th time now. So the Democrats and Republicans, they disagree about basically everything for all intents and purposes. But when it comes to the fact that they should be able to censor us and that YouTube should be able to act as a private and public platform simultaneously, they agree on that. Does that not seem a little fishy to you?
It still does have no relevance on the fact that they have the right to choose what is published on their host on their platform. They have decided, unlike you, their opinion is your information is not truth, and they do not want to be associated with it. They have the right to do that. You have no rights that override their rights in this respect, and you are just pissing in the wind, trying to twist it round to any other situation.
No.
Get over it and understand that on that particular platform, you are not going to get your stuff published.
My friend,
you do not have the right to have it published.
It's like you just literally lack comprehension skills, dude. Are you that dense?
Are you that dense that you don't understand what I'm saying?
Does anyone else in the room know what I'm saying? Because this guy's retarded.
Understand what I'm
No, I'm trying to say what you're. I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
Okay, here's if this guy will interrupt every 5 words, then you know what I'm saying.
Make it short. Let me ask the question. Just
go ahead.
Answer yes and no. Is the law wrong?
Yeah, 230 is
you start the movement and you change public opinion. We're not interested.
So then you are interested in blindly sitting by and advocating for censorship of fascism, is what you're saying.
You can open a room to discuss the right of YouTube to remove content from their.
Okay, so what does this room want to discuss then? What do y'all want to discuss?
And everyone who wants, join. Everyone who doesn't want, doesn't.
Okay, well, we'll just go with the title of this room then. Debate Flat Earth. We'll go with that then, since that's what y'all want to discuss here. Okay, so do you think the Earth's a magic spinning cartoon ball that defies physics? Do you have any empirical evidence of the convexity of terra firma yet?
You understood yet how your assessment of
Oh, now we want to talk about publishing laws again because I'm going to dismantle your little religion.
I definitely not.
Oh, it's gotten real quiet in here all of a sudden, even though when I talk, everyone wants to talk.
I've looked at, I can't find any to say that YouTube are a publisher. They're more of a platform, like Facebook, similar.
Right.
No provider.
Exactly, bro. That was my point. So, if you have the ability to pick and choose what's on, guys, if you would, guys, I don't want to argue with you. I just want everyone to.
Am I right?
Yeah, if you are a publishing company, okay, you have the right to pick and choose what's on your platform, but it comes with the responsibility of legal liability for what is said on your platform. If you don't want that legal liability, you have to let everyone say what they want to, as long as it's not a call to, as long as it's not a call. Okay, so what is publishing laws then? Tell me how I'm misdefining them.
The YouTube have the right to choose what is published.
So you just keep looping the same stupid statement void of specificity.
More than that. That is the beginning and the end of it.
This guy's a moron.
You're a moron, WITSIT. You don't understand the publishing laws.
Yeah, I do. I've read them. You haven't, clearly.
Have a right which you cannot usurp in any way, any legal way. In a democracy, what
because of the legislative 230 protection, that's why I can't.
Right, start a movement to get the legislation changed in your favour. But what you don't get to do is just demand that some rights that some other third party has, you do not get to demand that they are suddenly what you want them to be. That's not how democracy works.
But look, they didn't listen to us because half of the country has been censored for 5 years now and begging for this to be removed.
Yeah,
and
you
want to know what Congress? You don't want to know what Congress dude, stop interrupting.
Yeah.
You know what Congress we employ?
Because
where are you from? You're not from America, so how about you shut up and go on mute? Okay? Because we're talking about America.
Well, hey, WITSIT, here's the deal. If you want to gripe about the ethics of it, you are 100% within your right to do that. What you can't do is change the law. The law does not say what you think it says. No one has ruled that YouTube is a publisher. Okay?
I already said that.
They get to decide what's on their platform.
They act as a public platform.
Excuse me. And right now, U.S. law does dictate that they are allowed to choose what goes on their platform. You want to change the law? Cool beans. But right now, that's what the law says.
And I already said that at the beginning of my conversation, you loser. The first thing I said was legislation 230 gives them a protective little loophole. So it seems like you're way lost in this conversation. So
I'm not way lost. What I'm trying to tell you is that you don't actually have a legal standing at the moment. And that's the
I know
point.
that. I came in here to ask if you guys agree with the government strong arming us and letting them act as a publisher without the liability of a publishing company, because that is what fascism is. So listen, for the last 5 years, Republicans, quote unquote, have been censored on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, you name it.
And so, have you at least started a petition with it?
The petition's already been started. Over half the country has spoken. They want 230 revoked.
Serious?
But the people that are supposed to represent us, right? The Congress that's supposed to represent us, the Republican side of the Congress has thrown them under the bus. And the Democrats and the Republicans agree. No. On this one thing, screw the people. We all agree that we're not going to remove 230, and we're going to let these monopolistic companies continue to censor us. You say just go to a different platform. We all know YouTube has a monopolistic control on the media, bro.
It's also designed to protect ISPs as well as
child pornography and stuff.
That puts content up and has to manage the comments.
I said that already, though. I already said that, though. So they've given them a loophole that they've abused, bro. Y'all are literally advocating the abuse of the government.
The other option is that you actually give them the power to start doing this type, like not actually policing what's on their own websites. And then you have to say, all right, well then who does? The government? Is that really what you want?
No, see, this is what happens. So it should just be based on the First Amendment. So a call to violence.
No.
You always interrupt. You always interrupt.
Who enforces it?
I'll explain it. Okay. The First Amendment's enforced by the government, yes. And the First Amendment's very specific. It is that you cannot call to violence, right? You cannot jump into a movie theater and scream fire. You can't jump on the plane and say bomb. You can't say let's go kill this group of people. I agree with that. You shouldn't be allowed to say that crazy psychopathic stuff. That's what the First Amendment, that's the only exception to the First Amendment. That's what it should be. That's what it should be, a call to violence. It shouldn't just be, we have a bunch of leftists at YouTube, and they don't like when you question who. We shouldn't be able to question us being forcibly shut down. Whether you agree or disagree with it, we should be allowed to talk about it. We should be allowed to talk about these things, guys, because if we can't talk about these things on a public platform, we are screwed, bro.
It's not
but here's the deal. You thus have to say that YouTube is akin to the public square. And I don't think you want to go down that road, dude.
The reason that they are is because they don't have to be liable for what's on there. So they get the benefit of a public square, but they also simultaneously get the benefit of a publishing company. This is illegal. That's why there's a distinction, bro.
But
now it's not illegal because of the Section 230.
What was your live stream about that caused this trigger in the first place? I missed that.
Yeah, it's called Reemergence of Sun Worship. Apparently, since I'm such a psychopath, and it's such a crazy conspiracy theory,
without all the flowery.
Yeah, apparently, since I'm such an unfounded conspiracy. Yeah, so there's going to be a reemergence of sun worship. Not that it ever went anywhere, but the Catholic Church, the Masons, they still worship the sun. They told you that Jesus, quote unquote, was born on December 25th based on the winter solstice with one of the most famous propaganda films ever, Zeitgeist, which is easily debunkable, but you just have to actually go research it, where they make claims that all the religions are the same as Jesus and they were all born of virgins.
Okay. So what was your live stream advocating for?
No, it wasn't advocating for anything. I was explaining just be wary of them bringing about this sun worship ideology again. And it may say unfounded and crazy to you guys right now, but if they come out and admit that the sun's not 93 million miles away and a solid material ball of gas in a vacuum and that we were wrong and it seems to be not physical, and then they start to reemerge this sun worship, right? This will potentially deceive everyone because they've emptied most people out and now they're nihilists, they're materialists, they're atheists, and they don't believe in spirituality, so they are an empty vessel ready to be filled with some metaphysical teaching.
WITSIT, before change topic, have you obviously you're aware of Ranty's situation where he's gone from globe to flat to globe because of an image. Do you have any opinions on it, or you haven't heard about it?
I haven't seen the image. No, I don't have any opinions on it. Anyone that claims that they're a flat earther and goes to a globe earther is a liar. So that means that he was put there the whole time. Yeah.
Okay. Here's the image.
Yeah, because I've been on his show and I've realized that he really favors the globers and he really loves to let the globers talk over people, over flat earthers. I've been on the show myself, right? So he tries to make it appear that he's diplomatic, but he consistently favors the globers, and I found him to be sketchy from the beginning. So
Chemo, did you hear that? You were conned the whole time.
I was on his show. I was asked to be on his show, and he continuously seemed to favor the globe earthers that were hurling insults, using every fallacy in the book. They weren't addressing my points with specificity. They were allowed to team up on me. I'm like, is this a glober panel or what? So yeah, I just didn't like being on there. I didn't think that he was a globe troll or anything like that. But I will tell you that if you've been intellectually honest and found out that the Earth's not a globe, you don't just switch back over to it.
Hold on. Did you suggest that globers don't do it and others do?
No.
What? Specific, and what did you say there? Attacking people, that's not globers like, right? That's more like flirters like.
Makes sense, Chikey.
What? Have you not heard this entire room for the last 10 minutes? Attacking me?
Attacking you?
Dude, every time I come in here...
If we disagree with you, that's attacking you.
No. Disagreement's cool.
Because we have to disagree with what you say.
No, yeah, you think you have to disagree with what I say no matter what it is, which is why I can't...
Sorry, we have to agree. Otherwise, we're attacking.
No, dude,
if you don't agree with me, you're attacking me.
Incorrect. I like when people disagree.
Stop being silly now. Let him respond.
Yeah, no, I don't care. I like when people disagree. That's how you get to truth, right? Iron sharpens iron. The problem is you people won't let me finish. You've predetermined that I'm wrong, and then you hurl insults, interrupting constantly, trying to derail the conversation. That's completely different than respectful exchange of disagreement.
No, I understand what you say, but this is not the place. You write a letter to your whoever is writing the law in your country and represents you, and so does half America apparently, and I'm sure they will not ignore it. They can't.
We already did that. They did ignore it, bro.
100 million emails. They can't ignore it. And
dude, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what
you send it again.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, my man. They did ignore it. We're at the point where they have already ignored it because they censored an entire half of the political ideological spectrum for the last 5 years. And I don't even agree with politics. The point is, you should be allowed to talk about what you want to. This is supposed to be a free country, man. And then we've all said we're tired of being censored. And you know what they did? All the Republicans went to Parler, right? Because they're getting censored off everything else. They shut down the entire platform, bro. They shut down the entire platform of Republicans. So not only can you not speak where everyone else is, you can't even go in the corner of the internet by yourself and speak anymore with a certain ideological premise. We're literally watching the takeover of our rights, and we have people defending it out of ignorance. And yeah, I get frustrated because you're on my team whether you want to know it or not.
I'm not on your team.
You're on my team as a human being that wants to be free, unless you prefer slavery.
Here's the point, man. Like, do I believe that people should be able to say what they want? Yes. Do I believe that everyone else or another company has to be complicit or give me a platform to do that? No, that's not within their right. That's not within their rights. That's not within my rights. To say I get to say whatever I want, wherever I want. That is not part of what we actually believe or what's in the Constitution.
Yeah, I agree that if someone is a publisher and they adhere to publishing laws, which means they're liable for what's on their platform, they should definitely be allowed to take down whatever they want to. But if they have the benefit of a public square, they should not be allowed to simultaneously have the benefit of a publishing company, okay? That's why those laws and distinctions are made. Do you agree with Parler, the entire platform, being forcibly shut down? Because they supported the people like me that say what they want to, and they were forcibly shut down. An entire platform. Do you agree with that?
They weren't forcibly shut down. A business said, I don't want to associate with this one, and you're not going to host on my platform, AWS. So AWS said, I don't want to deal with you guys, and that's well within their rights.
Okay, so you do agree with this part of an ideological spectrum being marginalized and then literally removed from the internet. That's what you're saying.
What I agree with is that I should not, the government, nor I, nor anybody else should dictate to other people how they are conducting their business or what is said in their business.
Okay, so do you think that if someone is a publishing company, they should have to have legal liability?
I don't have an opinion on that, really.
Oh, how convenient. The crux of the whole issue you don't have an opinion on.
No, it's not the crux of the whole issue. I told you what the crux of my issue is and why I think things that I do. It's that I have the right to say whatever I want. I do not have the right to tell anyone else that I have to say what I want in their house.
Correct. But if their house gets to decide what you say, it's a publisher, and publishing laws in America dictates that you're legally liable for what's said on your platform. YouTube is not legally liable for anything said on their platform.
So you're a publisher now.
Publishing is about, yeah, exactly what Chaiki said. They are not a publisher. They don't do things like publishing.
I just said that.
Now the ethical debate is exactly what you're talking about. But my point is not, do we actually have to allow people to speak in my business, saying the things they want? The answer is still no.
Okay, so if you're allowed to pick and choose what's on your platform, you're a publisher. Now we have publishing laws.
No more than I'm like, if I'm selling freaking candy in a little shop, I get to pick and choose who says what in my store. And if somebody's saying something that I don't agree with or I don't like, then I get to say, leave my store.
And you have to agree to terms and conditions mean something.
They update the terms and conditions after I agreed to them, bro.
I am not a publisher. If you come into my candy store and you're yelling about stuff that I don't want other people hearing and disturbing my customers, I can say, get out of my store. That doesn't make me a publisher, dude.
But the candy store doesn't act like a public platform. So cool story. That's called not analogous, buddy.
So same thing for a flea market then. If you want to get into, okay, I am bringing content to a place. A flea market, I own a freaking flea market that people are bringing to if they rent out a stall where I'm at, and I charge them for it, or they charge me, or we have some other type of agreement, and they're doing something that I don't agree with on my property, I can say, you need to leave. That also doesn't make me a public.
Yeah, but that's your property. So the good analogy would be...
Thank you.
Yeah, but that's not analogous, you moron. So if I go to a public piece of land... interrupt me again. If I go to a public piece of land... Right? Interrupt me again. If I go to a public square, there you go, interrupt me again. if I go to a public square and I start to speak, no one can tell me what I'm allowed to say unless it's a call to violence. They get to act as if they're a public square while simultaneously acting like the candy shop. You get it now in your little layman terms?
YouTube is not public land.
Yeah, but they get to act like it because they don't have legal liability for what's said on their platform.
So I don't know what your angle is, but they're not public.
So shut up.
No, they're not public.
Okay,
so you shut up.
I didn't say they were public. So let me explain it to Curved. Maybe he'll be honest about it.
Shut up. No, I told you shut up.
Okay.
My shut up supersedes your shut up.
Only in Discord world because no one respects you in real life and you're overweight.
I'm a very merciful person, WITSIT. I'll give you a choice. Grow up or shut up.
Oh, wow, that was so funny. You're not funny. So, Curved, let's see if you be honest.
So, WITSIT.
Curved,
why don't you talk about something that you know about? Teach us about sun worship.
Curved.
Teach us about the sun worship. WITSIT.
Wait, real fast. Curved, let's see if you can be honest about this, right? So due to legislation 230, they've given companies a loophole where they get to act like a publisher, right? Publishing laws dictate that you're legally liable for anything said on your platform if you're a publisher. So they get to pick and choose what they say, having the benefit of a publisher, but not the responsibility of legal liability while
irrelevant to me.
CDA 230 is not for companies only.
That's your response?
Irrelevant to me, yeah.
Okay, so you don't. It's irrelevant to you, even though don't you live in America, bro?
Say what you want, WITSIT. I disagree with you.
WITSIT.
I think you are fundamentally flawed on your position. If you're talking about whether YouTube should be able to control content on their platform, I think they should.
But the law says that if they can control the platform's information, they have to be liable for what's said on there, bro.
No, so WITSIT, this is my entire point.
But 230 changes. No, it doesn't matter. Your point doesn't matter. I'm saying objective facts.
Let the lawyers argue that part out. I don't care.
Oh, you don't care because
if you got censored by YouTube,
oh my gosh.
boo-hoo.
You don't care because your stupid mainstream talking points are allowed to be said right now. But whenever it applies to you, you're going to care.
Get over your butt hurt. Get over your butt hurt.
No,
either
learn to operate by their rules, YouTube channels, dude. My point is that they're taking over.
Start your own. Do your own platform.
They're taking over. See, look at this guy. He knows that I can't start a company to compete with YouTube, but he just doesn't care until all of a sudden
YouTube belongs to YouTube, dude.
Yeah, but guess what? We built YouTube, Curved. All of us, the people, built it.
No. Enough of that.
Yeah, Curved.
No.
We built it.
Actually, that doesn't give you control. Doesn't give you control.
Capitalism.
So what they did, they let us be free, and they let us build their platform, and then they turned it over, and they got to pick and choose what they get to say. So it's
and nobody's ever going to get through with this guy.
Yeah, you're defending fascism, bro. You're a clown show, dude. What are you, some leftist?
About sun worship. What will the sun worship entail? Tell me what to be on the lookout for.
Well, it's already prevalent in all of the higher ups, and people like, I'm assuming you, are atheist, materialistic, nihilistic morons, so you've been emptied out. So when they come and they introduce spirituality, because, the U.S. government came out and said that within 180 days, they were going to release all UFO phenomena-related information. That ends June 1st. They have to present it to the Pentagon.
Sun worship, Jay. Sun worship.
Trying to explain it.
And try not to call sun worshippers atheists, okay? Go ahead.
I didn't, you idiot. I said that the atheists are going to fall for the sun worship. You don't seem to ever be able to understand anything, Curved. You're an idiot, bro.
Tell me what this sun worship looks like.
I'm trying to, but you're just too eager with your arrogance and ignorance.
There.
Okay, well, if you don't interrupt me for 10 consecutive seconds, we'd be a lot better off. So, they are going to release the information by June 1st. They have admitted this, okay? So, the UFO deception is coming. They're going to come and tell you all about UFOs by June 1st. And then whenever they start to acknowledge, reluctantly, this metaphysical presence in the sky, okay, and they tell you they came from intergalactic travel, whatever they tell you, then all the atheists are going to be like, oh, wow, there is something outside of the material world. There is a metaphysical reality, and they're going to eat it up. Just like you, Curve, you're going to eat it up, buddy. You're going to be like,
connection.
Tell me more, government. The connection is they've emptied you out with nihilism by telling you magic spinning.
That's not the connection.
Sun worship.
Yeah, the sun
connection of sun worship with
these metaphysical
alien
entities.
beings and metaphysical.
Yeah. Trust me, we get it. You don't understand it. You're going to fall for the deception. We get it. So the connection.
No, I'm not falling for your deception.
My deception?
You're telling me that alien beings, excuse me, you're telling me that alien beings are outside of physical reality. Therefore, I'm falling for metaphysical, and that means I'm going to worship the sun.
Yeah, because you don't let me finish.
Get out of here, you clown show. Come up with a better story, bro.
The metaphysical entities are going to tell you about the sun. You moron. How have you not put that together yet under the premise, bro?
When all this going to take
Well, what are they going to tell us about the sun?
That the sun is the life-giving force of everything. It isn't physical. We've been wrong as humans when we tried to explain what the sun is, right? And then they're going to tell us what it really is, and that they've been here since the beginning, just like all the other ancient civilizations, which, by the way, were more advanced, were all sun worshippers.
Metaphysical entities, WITSIT. Exactly.
Yeah, these quote-unquote aliens are about to reveal to everyone. That's funny to you, even though the U.S. government just came out and admitted they're going to admit it? Do you keep up with the sun
really is? Did you say they're going to tell us what the sun really is?
They're going to give us a more accurate denotation of what the sun really is. They're going to admit that it's not physical, and they're going to say that it's some type of this metaphysical, life-giving force of all things.
And we will fall for it. And we will fall
from where? Some other dimension or something?
I can't tell you exactly the details of their deception, man. What I'm telling you is that they're going to bring about sun worship because that's what the Luciferian doctrine says in all of their texts, and they control the world. So the people laughing, they know nothing. They know nothing of any of this. Have you ever read Albert Pike? Have you ever read Morals and Dogma? Have you ever read Morals and Dogma? Have you ever read The Secret Teachings of All by Manly P. Hall?
I'm just asking you a simple question that you've yet to answer. What will worshiping the sun mean? What will that look like? What behavior will entail worshiping the sun?
It'll be a free religion. It'll be a one-world religion, and all it is about love, and the sun is giving you life, and then these metaphysical entities are going to show you how you can yourself become a god, and you can be like us, but you're just still in this smaller evolutionary form of what we used to be, or they'll even claim to create us, and they're going to help guide us into our spiritual evolution. It's all about love. It's all about you're a god. The kingdom is within.
And these metaphysical creatures will come and tell us this, will they? Is that what you said?
Yeah, the metaphysical creatures will come and tell you all kinds of quote-unquote truths about the history of mankind, yes.
I'm not hearing you making any new claims that there aren't already, all kinds of people out there making, but what I don't see is how this changes anything with respect to the sun. Which
is why you'll fall for the deception curve.
Said about it, what they've said about this, and how it makes somebody that says, yeah, I agree that the measurements and everything show the sun being 93 million miles the center of the solar system. How
the
that's
solar system.
Why are you equating people with their scientific understanding of things with worship of the sun?
Okay, the aliens
accepting facts is not sun worship.
Okay, well, it's not a fact. Together. It's not a fact, buddy.
Hey, guess what? WITSIT? Maybe one day when you let somebody else finish, you'll get the same fucking respect.
Well, you interrupted me 4 times, or I would have let you finish.
You're always in such a fucking hurry to jump in and end somebody else's talk.
So it's frustrating, huh? Because whenever you first jumped in, I was in the middle of a sentence. So if you show me that respect, I'll show you that respect.
Spurs, you were muting people for this
yesterday. Take a moment to enjoy this moment of silence from WITSIT here. Just trying to make a point, WITSIT. Practice what you preach, dickhead.
Yeah, there's never a full stop.
Practice what you preach, dickhead.
There's always a comma and never a full stop with WITSIT.
Okay, so what we'll do is I won't interrupt anyone, and I'll count how many times I get interrupted, and I won't even say anything, and then we'll get to 20, and I'll announce it. Okay, so the metaphysical entities are going to present themselves, and they're going to tell you all the secrets of history, and that they've been here the whole time, and they helped them build the pyramids, and that they helped them understand how to manipulate metal and to wage war and alchemy, etc., and that they've been sitting back watching, but now they have to intervene because of this illness, because we keep killing each other in war, so they're going to bring peace and prosperity, and people are going to eat it up.
So they already did this on Star Trek, mate.
What are you going to do when this doesn't happen, WITSIT?
What are you going to do when it does happen?
It's already been done on Star Trek.
What are you going to do when this doesn't happen, WITSIT?
Well, the U.S. government has come out and admitted that they're about to acknowledge the UFO phenomena and give you all the info about it. And they have given themselves a 180-day deadline, which ends June 1st.
Why didn't they do it during the First World War or the Second World War? I mean, that would have been a patently obvious time to come and give us this message, surely.
So your response is to ask me why they haven't already done it? Hey, bro, they came out and said they're about to do it. That's just a fact.
Oh, you've had a personal revelation then, WITSIT? Is this where
No.
from?
No, they admitted that they have given themselves a 180-day deadline per the Pentagon.
Yeah, I find it weird that the UFOs and aliens were never mentioned up until, what, about 60, 70 years ago, I think it's been.
Well, actually, you can find some ancient depictions of what looks like that, but yeah, I mean, did all know is that this is the building blocks of the Great Deception, and they're about to tell you that aliens are real, bro.
Wait, I don't get it. I don't get it. Is the sun real or metaphysics? Metaphysical.
I don't understand.
Well, something can be metaphysical and be real simultaneously, my man.
What? Is it physical or not physical?
I don't think it's physical. I don't think it's material.
So they'll tell us the truth.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it'll work, because they'll finally come and tell the truth, and they'll actually have some empirical evidence to back it up, as opposed to now where they just make up pseudoscientific fairy tales.
Where does alien come from?
By the way, y'all are at 5 right now.
Metaphysical sun?
I feel like.
Wait a minute. You said not physical and then not material. Which is it?
Well, because some people define physical as just having some type of physical interaction within the perceivable physical world, right? Also, I think that really that's just a cop-out, but yeah, so I specified. Because I like to have substantive specificity with my points. I don't just monologue nonsense like you guys do.
Sorry,
I knew you'd like that.
Coffee. Oh, sorry, I choked on my coffee.
I knew you'd like that, bro. That's why I said it like that.
So, wait, so you said from your book that we're going to learn and they're going to teach us how to be like them?
Yeah, like they're going to say basically one of two things, in my opinion, that they made us or that we are in like the primitive state that they once were until they spiritually evolved, metaphysically evolved to where now they don't age, now they don't die, now they have the spiritual understanding of all things. You are a light being and divinities within you, and they've come to guide us to take this spiritual step as a human race, because if they don't intervene now, we're going to destroy ourselves, and people are going to eat it up because they've been emptied out into this nihilistic vessel.
You're just picking these up from science fiction shows.
That's why it'll work.
That's why you're trying to spin it. Sorry,
what? Or who are these beings really? Since you believe they're actually going to appear and be among us, what do you make of their true composition?
I think that they're the Watchers that originally came down, and they're being released back out in the near future because they were put into 70 generations of bondage.
Came down from where?
The heavenly estate.
What is that in like modern day people speak?
Probably
the heavenly estate. So yeah, it's up above the firmament, right? There's the heavenly estate. I know you might not believe in the scriptures, but they're true. So the Watchers come down and deceive the whole world. That's why the Book of Enoch was removed from you, so you wouldn't be ready for this.
So we just have to wait till June 8th, something?
No, June 1st is when it's going to start, when they're going to start acknowledging. But what they're going to do is they're just going to acknowledge UFOs. Like, they're not going to come out and say that we know all about, for a fact, these alien races. In my opinion, it'll be a slow process. But June 1st will start where they come out admitting that the UFO phenomena isn't some conspiracy theory, but that the military has been observing them for many, many years. And they're going to release all this documentation, all this video footage of UFOs. And then eventually I think that they will step in and say, okay, now that you've let the cat out of the bag basically to the whole world, here's what we really are, here's the truth about us, and we have to step in to help you guys, from killing yourselves basically.
Who is they?
I mean, the military has been acknowledging unidentified flying objects for a while. That's nothing new.
Yeah, well,
yeah, for something more specific than that, or what?
Yeah, they said they have to release all of the UFO related information by June 1st, which of course I don't blindly believe the government when they...
What's the significance of releasing information on unidentified flying objects?
Yeah, because what they're going to do is make sure the whole world knows now that this whole UFO phenomena isn't just something that people randomly say. It's very, very real. Now, a lot of people already are there. So you're at 9 interruptions now, by the way, in case you were wondering.
I mean, unless you think they're going to release something more, what's the significance of flying objects that are not identified.
I thought I just explained that to you. So they're going to...
I can cover for a sec. If they come out with UFOs being real, zero energy, and all this other stuff with vehicles that can move and all this other shit, and we have so many people on planet that are pretty destructive, why would they give that information out to everyone when someone
now you're talking about something more specific.
There you go.
Right.
When do we see aliens?
That's why I'm asking.
That's my point. That's my point. When the human, basically what these metaphysical entities are going to say is, wow, you messed up. You released some of the secret knowledge to people that are not responsible enough to know it. Now we have to intervene so you can abuse it and destroy yourselves.
So when we see an alien...
Someone broke the Prime Directive. Is that what you're saying? Someone's gone and fucked up the Prime Directive.
Yeah, pretty much.
Giving us information we weren't ready for.
Look,
that's what they're gonna say. Yeah,
guns, right? Some people use the guns for self-protection. Other people fucking do mass shootings and shit. If you give this technology of 0-point energy, or a fucking craft that could do fucking anything, where do you think he's gonna go? Who do you think he's gonna meet up with? Who do you think he's gonna fucking send back? They're like, oh, these fuckers right here. So let's go. It's so much unknown. It's terrifying.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why they're gonna come in and save the day.
Flying objects now.
Well, that's just the first step, man. If we're gonna sit here and act like it's not a big deal or not unprecedented that they've come out and given themselves a 180-day deadline to release all this info, then we can pretend to be naive and foolish and just disagree with Austin until the end. But whatever, it's not about me. Stop making it personal. The government has come out and said they're going to release this info. You should prepare yourself for it.
But when do we see aliens?
I don't know, man. I'm not the one writing the Great Deception. I'm telling you that it's going to begin shortly, bro. And they shut down the whole world overnight, okay? They've gotten us used to taking orders and being little slaves, and now they're about to start releasing information they've been hiding from us for a long time. But, of course, when the government lies to you for decades about something, I would encourage you not to just blindly believe them coming out and then telling you the truth, quote-unquote, because it's going to be spun in deception. And best lies are told by
government, so...
I thought this sounded familiar. It sounds like Who Watches the Watchers, is Star Trek Season 3, Episode 4.
Well, I've never seen it. I don't watch Star Trek.
Well, sitting in their basement.
Well, you don't have to have. It's not an uncommon sort of idea.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's cool. That means they've predictively programmed you to accept
fiction. So they've programmed you into believing it.
Wait, are UFOs science fiction?
They are in science fiction.
But are UFOs science fiction?
I don't know. They're in science fiction. A UFO is an unidentified flying object.
Have you ever seen one yourself?
I haven't. My good friend has.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I've seen them numerous times.
I've seen quite a few.
Me too. And most people have. Most people in 2021 have seen them, bro. So it's like most of the world's already primed.
Have enough training to properly identify most aircraft. So.
Well, I know that an aircraft can't change on a dime and then float in the middle of the air, then float back and then float back and then scoot up and then go down and then zip off in the air.
Yep, I had what I thought was 3 geese flying at me, and when I thought the 3 geese were fucking flying at me, it wasn't. They sped up, they stopped, and all 3 right angle fucking just gone. Instant flash.
Yeah, man.
Gone.
Crazy. I believe you, bro.
I thought it was geese, man.
Races, they can do all that stuff.
Okay, so if you're just going to go down swinging with the boomer take on things the whole way, you're going to look like a real moron in about 5 months. So, whatever, bro.
We'll see. I'm just saying, you've not provided anything that these unidentified flying objects are anything more than unidentified aircraft.
But if they're unidentified, then how are they just military aircraft when the military comes out and acknowledges that they have...
about them being military. I just said they're unidentified.
Okay, so who built them then? Just humans? Just random, like, vigilante?
A different
so will
military
these aliens be angels disguised as aliens?
I think that it's a mixture of both. No, when it comes to the aliens, yes, I think that they're nothing more than the Watchers. Yeah, the fallen angels. But I think that we have actually built aircraft that basically imitate their form of movement, right? So there are human-made aircraft using electrogravity propulsion, right? And then there are also like these entities they're imitating. What?
I wonder if they'll land on the pyramids.
Electrographic propulsion, yeah. Magnetic levitation.
They wouldn't land on the pyramids in the back of the Sphinx.
I don't know where they're gonna land, man. And you guys are just making jokes. You're gonna look real ignorant. But this is kind of like how whenever it's said they've updated
the 2012 When the world ended.
I never said anything about 2012. I knew that was nonsense. I knew it was nonsense.
Of course. You will know this is nonsense also next year.
No, I knew before 2012 that it was nonsense.
You will know this what you're saying now was nonsense.
Oh, so you're saying the government's not going to come out and admit it?
The government, I need to see aliens.
Okay, I'm telling you the aliens aren't going to come on June 1st, man. I'm telling you they're going to slow.
We'll wait a year, don't worry.
I don't know when it's going to be, man. I don't make claims of when it's going to be, bro. I'm telling you that
maybe in 1,000 years it will happen.
No, it'll be closer than that. I don't claim to be a prophet, man. I'm just trying to warn you guys. So whatever. Heed the warning.
It's all preemptive. It means it's on the inside track.
Yeah, I'm just trying to help you guys. If you can't put together that they're going to deceive you, then that's on you. You'll fall for the great deception.
Good, thank you.
Again,
WITSIT, I got a pretty cool thing for you to watch. It's interesting the way that they talk about things and everything else. I can't put it on here because the videos are too big. I might just DM you the link. Yeah, they're too big. I'll just DM you.
All right, cool.
Yeah, come on, WITSIT, own it, man. That's what prophets do. They prophesize that something is going to happen in the future. So own it.
No, because I'm not claiming. I'm not claiming to be a prophet, and I'm not claiming to definitively know what's going to happen. I've actually predated this or prefaced this whole conversation with the fact that I'm speculating.
He's a self-proclaimed non-profit, not for profit.
Well, I'm not prophesizing. That's right.
You're just prophesizing.
What are you doing? What are you telling us about the future?
Babble.
I'm just warning you about potential avenues of the great deception, man.
I'm going to warn you right now that shit again, and you're going to go on mute.
Hey, man. Actually rejoice whenever they revile you for my name's sake, for they did that to all the people before you.
Wait, were you just preaching Jesus?
Why don't you let me know when you're finished fucking eating?
Come out, foul demons.
Fucking piece of shit. You did that deliberately, WITSIT. Fuck off.
No, what I'm just trying to figure out is, did he just claim he was preaching Jesus while talking about aliens?
One and the same.
Are bad angels. That's why it's connected to Jesus. And the Book of Enoch, which was not accepted into biblical canon.
Right.
Hey, real quick, like I said, WITSIT, give me a text and comment when you are done eating, okay?
Yeah, it's strange how we haven't heard anything about aliens and UFOs and all that up until before the 50s.
Now keep it that way. WITSIT?
There's some debate about aliens not being interested until we detonated nuclear bombs. There's some debate about that where they had the signature of those bombs and said, "Oh, we got to check this out." But just a theory.
Yeah, that's not a terrible idea.
Yes and no. They did us when we were able to split the atom, and then besides that, when we made our tether up in space there between the two satellites and created this stupid high energy shit that came around out like a fucking shit on flies on shit.
I mean, that just looked like a bunch of debris floating around.
It was not.
I got the distinctive impression that WITSIT's style was becoming very close to lemony.
It's pronounced nuclear.
I don't know why you were muted. I unmuted you when you said you were done.
Someone booted me right after I said that.
I never booted you.
Oh, I don't think you did, man. It's all good. I'm used to it. I don't care.
I never saw you go anywhere either. I don't know what you're talking about being booted, but
I had to join the voice back, man. I got booted when I said I'm done. Someone interpreted it as to say I'm done with the conversation, so they always kick me out at that time. And in fact, I was answering your question about being done eating.
I have no idea.
That sounded like a backlash for a moment there.
As the non-prophet, given your non-prophecies, tell us more about what's going to happen in the future, non-prophetically.
Well, again, I'm not trying to make prophecies. I'm just trying to warn you guys that The government's clearly tried to take over here recently, and we should come together, right? And we should try to figure out the truth without blindly believing what they spoon feed us in the near future.
Well, if you've got a problem with your government, move.
We're not even allowed to move now. You can't even internationally travel anymore, dude.
What are you talking about? Move.
Did you not hear me just say specifically what I'm talking about?
You can travel internationally. There's no problem.
Oh, can I? Do I have to get a vaccine?
Depends where you're going.
I don't want a vaccine, bro.
Okay, I didn't say you had to get one. I'm saying that you claimed you can't travel internationally. You can travel internationally.
I like my genetic structure the way that God made it. I'm gonna pass on that, so I'll stay here and I'll fight to the end.
So you're saying you're choosing not to travel internationally?
Yeah, because I'll fight to the end. I'll stand on my feet, bruh. I'm not gonna run away.
I'm not your
Yeah, but that's the point that he's trying to make, is that you're saying you can't, but there are ways that you can. You're just choosing not to go those routes.
Well, for one, yeah, I'm choosing not to go because I'm not a coward, and I'm going to stand here where my family's lineage is from, and I'm going to fight till the end, even though in the end, clearly, I'm going to have to fight other Americans to try to remain free. What a clown, bro.
Survey says no.
Yeah, I think that's just the general point being made. You're choosing not to travel internationally.
Well, it's pretty difficult to travel internationally right now, so...
It's not. You just get in your car and you drive to any of the borders you'd like to go to that we're currently bordering, and you cross them.
Yeah, go to Canada. I heard Canada's nice.
I heard Canada's awful.
Oh, I'm sure you did. Yeah, you can go to Mexico. You can drive to Mexico. Shit, you can walk
Yeah, Mexico is one of the places that you can still go, yeah. It's still kind of difficult.
You can go to Canada. You can go anywhere beyond Mexico.
Canada's really difficult to go to right now.
Canada's not difficult to go to.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So you just say things.
Yeah, Brazil is a pretty good place to go now.
It doesn't matter. I'm not going to Canada, bro. Canada's way worse than America.
For what?
For what? Why is it worse?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, they've sunken into such a level of depravity, it's actually impossible that they come back. They are further down the spectrum of leftism. They've already implemented socialism, one step away from communism. They have universal basic income. We are going down.
I gotta correct you. Ontario and Toronto are not Canadian. Like, out of everyone in Canada here, Toronto and Ontario, we've been saying this for years. They're not Canadian anymore. When they came to bring the Olympics here, they're like, "Oh, where can we have it with such great Canadian pride?" They're like, "Oh, let's put it in Toronto." Oh yeah, place with 85% fucking immigrants. No, fucking idiots.
No. Okay, touche. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's kind of like me saying. Fair enough. That's kind of like me someone saying that San Francisco represents all of America. So I'll give you that. I'm sure there are cool places in Canada.
Fuck yeah, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, true Canadians. Alberta's all rich from their fucking oil coke heads, and BC is a bunch of stuck-up fucking Californians. Ontario's a bunch of fucking Americans, and then you got PEI. I won't say the rest.
Well, they're a bunch of leftists. I wouldn't really consider them Americans, because if you have like a huge contention with the amendments, you're not American, you know. So.
Well, anyway, WITSIT, you've been debunked on this idea that you can't go internationally. You say that you're taking a stand, yet don't know what you're taking a stand against.
Yeah, I do know what I'm taking a stand against. What are you talking about?
Oh, I DM'd you the link that I was talking about. It's a pretty good, fun thing to watch. But yeah, check it out. They got
cool. I'll check it out. Cool.
You talking about leaving the country because of your charge?
No, dude, my charge is done, bro. Like, I'm not, like, I'm fine. Yeah, man.
That's what I was going to say is, because I was fighting something similar, and I was thinking about leaving the country, man. But I just got a lawyer, and I got that shit dropped.
Oh, I was never thinking about leaving the country, man. Like, I was just explaining. Someone said, just go fly to another country. And I'm like, well, international travel is kind of difficult right now. And then this dude spiraled and strawmanned me. And I said, no, if they try to take over, I'm going to stand here on my feet and fight for freedom. Although it appears I'm going to have to fight actual Americans themselves to try to remain free in the end, because when I go somewhere and I don't prohibit my oxygen intake, I literally get converged on by a bunch of mind-numb zombies that don't even know what PCR stands for. So I'm just going to stand on my feet and fight till the end, and because I'm supposed to rejoice whenever you revile and persecute me for his name's sake, and that's what I'm going to do. The Great Deception's coming. The government has admitted that they're going to come out and tell you all about UFOs and everything that they know about it by June 1st, and this is just the beginning. And I'm just trying to warn people. I know that there's one person, maybe 3 people in here that needed to hear it. I certainly don't think that 45 people in here need to hear it, because they don't have eyes to see or ears to hear. Many of you have been turned over to your hardened heart, and you've sunken into depravity.
We don't live in America.
But America, it doesn't matter. Yeshua doesn't just offer salvation to America, bro.
WITSIT, I thought you said you don't monologue.
Amen.
Is the Great Deception before the Great Replacement?
What's the Great Replacement?
Do you ever invest in the XRP coin?
Yeah, I told everybody like a year and a half to invest at 16 cents.
Well, I remember you said it was 20 cents or something. I told Scott about it. He bought some, and I saw the other day it was like a 170.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's boring though. We're not here to socialise, Kosho. What we're here to do is expose the globe lie. Now, you're a glober, so maybe you can present some
When are you
globe
going to do
evidence.
that?
Yeah, we're trying to look for the evidence for the globe. So if you have
6 years now, and you've yet to do that, when are you going to get started?
We already debunked the globe.
Well, let's get it.
Well, that's a lie.
Constantly.
Yeah, I mean, can you give us any empirical evidence of the globe at this point? Because we've just been looking for that.
But why we have to be in the position to give you the evidence? Why don't you give us evidence of flat Earth?
Well, because the default position is a flat stationary.
No. You're wrong, mate. You're wrong, mate.
Okay, well, let me explain to you how I'm objectively right, mate. Because when I go outside, I don't feel movement. Whenever I go look at the horizon, it's horizontal. When I go look at the oceans and I look at the sea level, it's level, right? So all of this is the default position. Now, you make claims antithetical to it.
No, it's not a differentiator.
Yeah, it is, because whenever I see level, you say level doesn't mean level, it means curved. Can you substantiate that?
You don't understand the words that you're using in this context right now.
When I see the water, it's level, and you say, well, level means curved. Can you substantiate that?
The water is basically level. Of course, there's, it's not perfect. You know that. We're not being pedantic here. But yeah, the water is basically level. You see the levelness of a horizon or whatever as being indicative of a flat plane, but the horizon is a circle. A circle is all points on the circle are coplanar. That's going to have flat. You understand that? It's a flat circle around.
No, you just now skirted past my point.
Topography notwithstanding.
You skirted past my point. So, according to the globe Earth, according to the globe Earth, sea level is actually meaning curved. So, can you substantiate that?
Level doesn't refer to shape.
According to your model, sea level, right, relative to the globe Earth is actually curving. So, can you substantiate that sea level actually means curved?
Man, not even in your arguments you cannot explain what you want to say. So, what's your point?
Okay, so as you try to critique my ability to convey my message, you stuttered. So, can you explain or provide empirical evidence of sea level actually meaning curved?
No, I don't have to provide you not even an evidence. It's out there. You have to look it for it. Why do I have to provide for you everything?
Oh, well, I went and looked for it. I've been around the ocean for weeks now, and I've made plenty of observations. Guess what? The water is always level. That's why we call it sea level. So whenever we get
have you been?
I could have swore that I was talking, bud.
No, I don't care because you're talking wrong. What elevation?
Yeah, so elevation is the distance above sea level of topography, right?
Mate,
so
what elevation have you when you have been looking over the ocean? What elevation?
It doesn't matter. You can go to the top of a mountain, look over the ocean, and it's still level.
It's still low. It's still low, top of the mountain. Even Himalaya is low. Yes.
So can I finish my point before you think you know what it is? Because you clearly don't. So whenever we determine elevation, there you go. And when we determine elevations, it's the distance up above an assumed horizontal sea level. So when we take local elevation, we assume sea level to mean literally level, horizontal, flat. This is objective. When we take local, so you're telling me whenever we take local elevation, we account for convexity?
Man, you're not talking about horizontal over the large scale like this.
Hey, when we take local elevation, do we assume it level?
Vertical at your local position.
Hey, when we take local elevation measurements
parallel to the plane of the horizon, that's over a large scale area. That's getting larger.
Hey, let's try again.
The higher up you go, the larger your horizon and the more area of the surface of the earth you're dealing with that circle to be parallel to.
You have a remedial played out script, and that's all you can say. That's why you can't answer my question.
I have no script, motherfucker.
I'll repeat it for you, Curved. When you take local...
You're the one who literally has a script. Don't even try to project like that.
When you take
pathetic, impotent loser, you.
He's getting angry.
Calm down, bud. When you take local...
Okay, Gio, you'll survive, little girl.
It's getting angry.
Okay, so when you take local sea level measurements, local elevation measurements, do we assume that the sea level is in fact level?
No. Why would you? You take elevation relative to a point.
You measure elevation relative to sea level.
A point, yes.
No, relative to sea level.
Point on sea level. A point.
So we use
sea level.
So we use sea level.
That's the point that is right.
That's why I said the word local, bro.
Local. So why you bring?
Do you even know what that means?
Why you bring curvature into local?
You're so confused here. So when we take local elevation measurements, we measure the distance above sea level, right?
Yeah, a point above sea level.
So for all elevation measurements in the entire world taken on the local scale and then compiled, we've assumed that sea level is in fact level and horizontal and flat. We then compile the elevation, the distance above that sea level, all around the world. Then you try to bend it, saying that level actually means curve. You just can't observe it on a local scale. That's objectively what your model says.
Why wouldn't they say? Why wouldn't they call it sea flat? We're going to measure relative to sea flat instead of sea level.
That's what level means, you moron.
Now, you have shifts between those two words. Wouldn't you agree?
No, why don't they call it sea curved?
Yeah, there you go.
Because level is based on the forces acting on something.
No, level's not based on forces.
Yes, it is.
No, it's
Shape
not.
is not what's denoted with the word
Okay, so if I take a table that's level and I put it in a vacuum, is it no longer level?
You're talking about something very, very small.
Oh, damn, that was hard.
No, it's not hard. What's hard is getting you to understand anything that's true.
No, what's difficult is getting you to actually respond with substantive specificity to my actual point. Whenever we take local elevation measures, there you go. Interrupt me for the 40th time. I'm leaving because you can't stop interrupting me, Curve. You're like a little child. You're like a little petulant child, bro.
I would say I'll miss you, but I won't.
Okay, when we take, just so everyone understands, when we take local elevation measures.
Hey, pussy, why are you backing down? You threatened to leave.
Hey, Wits.
Back it up, bitch.
Yeah, so whenever we elevation measurements, we assume that the local sea level is level and flat. This is objective.
Lying little cunt.
Peace
you
out.
Promised us you were leaving. That's better.
What just happened there?
What a fucking bitch.
Well, what just happened is that they can't handle.
What did you just kick out WITSIT? Curved.
Yep.
No, he ran. He threatened to leave because he was trying to get his way. Yeah. He was called on his bluff, so he had to leave.
No, he didn't have to leave. People can say what they want to say, right?
He decided he had to leave.
Yeah, but people can say what they want to say, right?
And he could have stayed if he wanted to. He'd have just had to own the fact that he tried to threaten us with his departure, and his bluff was called, and nobody gave a fuck that he was going to leave. And he could have stayed and talked some more. He's worthless anyway. He could have stayed. He chose to leave. Fuck you, Chemo.
Because you kicked him out the room.
You lying bitch. I did no such thing.
Come on, Chemo. You had plenty of time.
Go on, log stamp. Show me the log stamp where I kicked him out of the room.
No, I'm going to ask him.
Fucking piece of literal human waste.
I'll just ask him, see what happened.
Can't back up the accusation. Don't make it, bitch.
I'm going to ask him if he got kicked or did he leave.
You said I kicked him.
I asked you, did you kick him?
You.
I said, did you kick him?
Go to hell, Chemo.
You asked it, why did you kick it from the room? That was your question.
No, I said, did you kick him?
No. Do you need to prove it with the record?
Yeah, go back on the recording.
Okay.
Okay, it's initial response to think that he did because, you know...
So, Curve, you kicked him out the room.
Are you white knighting for
Chemo? Go ahead, produce the
No,
log.
it's just common sense. It's just common sense. He got kicked. He came back, hit back.
You have no common sense.
Dude, he literally said he was leaving.
What does that matter? I'm leaving. Does that mean I have to go right now?
No, then if you left right now...
Does that mean I have to go right now if I'm leaving? I'm leaving in 10 hours. I didn't say when I was leaving.
What's not that fat, Chemo? It's just he left and came back. That was kind of weird.
So Chemo, I am leaving as present progressive means that you're in the act of doing it. I doubt 10 hours. It takes you 10 hours to leave it. You're not in the act of doing it.
People can say whatever they want to say. It's an open platform to say things like that.
That's not in contention, is it, Chemo?
You guys say the Earth is a globe, but it doesn't mean it's a globe, right? Doesn't mean it's spinning in space, does it?
Oh, fuck off, Chemo. You know, it's nothing to do with what he said. You have to do it to save face.
It's not about you, Chemo, remember?
Anyway, WITSIT had plenty to say. You know, we got through his bitching about YouTube, and then he told us all about how aliens are going to come and that they're going to be metaphysical. You know, we learned a lot from WITSIT.
I can't say I wasn't entertained.
What we're going to do now, listen to Curve's messed up voice and defend the globe. What are we going to do now, Curve? Pretend we live on a spherical ball?
Who really knows that?
So, Curve, what are we going to do now? What are you going to do now?
I will ask you.
No, you won't ask me. Let's ask you about your spherical trigonometry. Can you demonstrate that to be true now?
Did you just kick me from the room, Chemo?
Yes.
You just kicked
Why did you kick me from the room, Chemo?
I'm considering taking your mods off you.
I'm considering having somebody take you out of this room.
Well, go ahead, Curve. Do it.
Chemo.
So,
Chemo, you have no...
why did you kick me from the room, Chemo?
Because you kicked WITSIT out of the room.
He didn't kick WITSIT out
That's
of the room.
a fucking lie. That's a lie, and you should be beaten about the head and shoulders profusely. You should be.
You can't kick people out of the room if they're saying they want to do something.
You did it! You did it, I didn't.
You just kicked someone out of the room, Chemo.
Yeah, why was WITSIT kicked out of the room?
He wasn't kicked out.
He wasn't.
He said he was leaving.
He was kicked out 5 times, he just said.
Oh my God.
Yeah, removed 5 times.
No, Chemo, that's what you just said.
No, he was kicked before. Before he was kicked.
Yeah,
Not
why
after
are
he
you
said he
kicking the
lived it.
flat earthers? You want to sit here and listen to Curb's croaky old voice all day?
Chemo. Try to see if you can understand this.
Kosho, I'm in the middle of a
WITSIT said he
sentence.
was
Why are you
leaving.
interrupting
No
me,
one kicked him
Kosho?
from the room.
I'm in
He
the
said,
middle of
"I'm
a sentence,
leaving," and he
Kosho.
left.
Why are you interrupting me? I'm explaining to Curved. I'm supposed to sit here now and listen to Curv's voice talking about spherical trigonometry that he can't back
We
up.
want to hear the feminine tones of Chemo's pansy
Right, stop
little
interrupting
voice.
me then, Kosho. Don't talk when I'm talking.
Go fuck yourself, Chemo.
Right, so that's what we're going to hear all day. Your disgusting voice all day.
We can hear your
Well, go
disgusting
on then. Let's hear your
voice.
disgusting voice and tell us about the ball.
Chemo.
Come on, you little girly boy.
Me, come on. You go on. Let's hear it.
Boy. Projection, shall we?
Hey, real fast, just to clarify. Yeah, I was definitely kicked. So as soon as I said, well, I guess I'm just going to have to leave then because I keep getting interrupted, someone kicks me out immediately. So Chemo or Kosho, do you want to admit that you're wrong? Kosho, do you want to admit you were wrong?
Look at the logs.
Yeah, look at the logs. Look at the logs.
Somebody did. Who else is a mod in here?
Look at the logs and screenshot them. Screenshot the logs. You're lying.
BB, post the logs. Let's have a look who kicked him.
Why would Chemo do it?
So anyway, My homie was listening to it, and I heard y'all lying and attacking Chemo and for telling the truth. Y'all do kick me. Y'all kick me all the time.
Lie, man. Yeah, that's what I witnessed.
You said that I said I was leaving and I left. No one kicked him. Yeah, that's a lie because I said.
That's not a lie. That's not a lie.
Actually, it is a lie, Chemo. Go look at the logs because
I didn't kick him, Don.
Did you kick him?
I wouldn't be saying that he left the room if I kicked him.
Kosho, I said I guess I'm just gonna have to leave because I keep getting interrupted. I said, I guess I'm just going to have to leave because I keep getting interrupted, and then someone immediately booted me. That was like the 4th or 5th time I've been booted since I've been on here this morning. Oh, it got real quiet.
Well, never once was it me.
Curve, did you mute me numerous times?
When you were eating on mic?
Yeah, so someone asked me a question as I took a bite, I answered it, and then Curve, you muted me, and that was the 3rd time you muted me.
Type something.
That was the 3rd time you muted me, though.
Hang on. All you had to say was hang on.
You muted me?
You don't have to continue talking through your chewing.
But you muted me before that, though.
Oh, no.
Yeah, pull the logs in, Curve, because we all know you're a liar.
Wasn't me. I don't recall.
It was you. You admitted it was you.
If I did, I'm wrong. I don't remember muting you before that.
Okay, so y'all can't debate me, so y'all have to try to censor.
What did I? There was a time I muted you, and I don't remember if it was before that or after it.
It was before.
See, why did I mute you then? What was going on?
Because
I was dismantling all of this room. No, Curve jumped in the middle of me.
Bitching about over-talking people.
Yeah, because you just jumped in the middle of my sentence, screaming and cussing, calling me all kinds of names. That was your introduction to the convo.
Well, that's not exactly the way it went down, so go ahead.
It is exactly how it went down.
No,
says the guy who just said he can't even remember how it went down.
You're always right in your world.
You're right, because I actually can memorize things.
You're always right, WITSIT, aren't you?
You're learning.
WITSIT is a non.
That's a problem right there.
I wouldn't think he's always right. No man or woman is always right.
Gio, nobody gives a fuck what you think.
So here's the thing: when you make claims, Curve, that you speak nothing but the truth, right there you were just debunked.
Zero fucks given for your opinion, Gio.
Look, right there you were just debunked.
Yeah, I'm just always right when it comes to talking.
That's not debunking, you idiot.
Yeah, you said you speak nothing but truth.
Fuck a black swan, we got a yellow lobster now.
So, guys, we debunked your religion, so what else is there to talk about?
Religion. You never did explain how it's a religion here with the sun worship. And how your alien metaphysical beings are tied into what you're calling sun worship today, just because we recognize the fact of the solar system. You're insane.
No. That's a straw man, dude. What I said was, I was speculating about a reemergence.
That's not a straw man.
Look, you cut me off again.
That's not a straw man.
All you can do is cut me off, Curve. Scream and curse.
I'm not cutting you off to come in and start my own fucking diatribe. I corrected you of a lie on your part.
Okay, you straw man me. So what I actually said
was a lie.
What I actually said was that I speculate there's going to be a reemergence.
Speculate. Never.
Yes, I did. This is all being recorded.
You came here to warn us.
Let him try to finish. Let him speak, and then rebuttal.
No, he's lying.
Like a bunch of
okay.
We need to let him speak way too much.
So what I said was, I speculate there's going to be someone asked me what my stream was about, because I came in here telling you that they shadow banned my stream, and then y'all asked me what it was about. So I said it was just me speculating about in the future there's going to be a reemergence of sun worship. Although it never actually went anywhere, it's still just kind of behind the scenes in occultic groups. But I think they're going to bring it out into the open. That's exactly what I said.
But at the same time that you're saying it's occultic groups, you're actually saying that globe belief itself, which is most of the people in the world, is sun worship.
I did not say that.
You people always connect globe belief with heliocentrism with sun worship. Yes,
so now you're poisoning the well by saying you people and you're strawmanning me.
Y'all do.
Okay, so I will say that the people that have cast this deception are sun worshippers, so they've integrated parts of their belief system into the model that they have brainwashed you with, and that's why it's called heliocentric, going 66,600 miles per hour on a 66.6 degree tilt, right? Just like the Statue of Liberty is a helio statue, but no, I don't think globe believers are sun worshippers. That's a straw man.
How many degrees tilt?
What?
Well, what the founding fathers were.
I thought the Statue
Yes.
of Liberty
Anyway.
was a statue about liberty.
Yeah, the Helios statue, or the Statue of Liberty, is identical to Helios statues.
Well, it's
Identical?
Well, pretty much.
Identical.
Yeah, you want me to give you a picture of them side by side?
It's pretty
Similar
much
or
It's not.
identical?
identical. Identical is
Okay.
identical.
This is
Pretty
called
much.
being pedantic little gammas, in case y'all were wondering.
Similar but distinctly different.
How are they distinctly different? What's the difference, Curved?
Sex.
Are they exactly identical?
Oh, you think that's a female? You think the Statue of Liberty is a female?
Exactly identical.
I said similar. I corrected myself.
You said identical.
But I
Yeah,
corrected
we had to
myself.
correct you. We
Whatever.
corrected you.
Whatever. They're pretty much exactly the same.
You can't even be honest about that.
I
You have to
already
take credit
was
for
honest.
correcting
I'm
yourself,
always
but it was
honest.
us
Curve. You're the
who
liar.
corrected you and forced you to comply.
Stop self-projecting your dishonesty, okay?
You know, what about the Washington Monument?
I'm not.
Nimrod
Everybody
Shack.
can hear it. Everybody can hear what happened. You
Yeah,
lied.
exactly. Everyone knows that you're an idiot, bro, and that you're a liar.
Okay, this is childish.
Just
I'm
like you lied about
disengaging.
muting me, you lied about kicking me. You're just a liar.
I did not lie about kicking you.
So who kicked me then?
I don't know. I don't have access. I cannot answer that question.
Kosho, who kicks me?
I'm not done yet. I cannot answer that question other than to tell you it was not I who did it.
But whenever I heard you on YouTube, because my friend's listening to it in the other room, right? I heard you swear up and down that I didn't get kicked out of here. How would you know that?
I did not kick you.
Okay, but was I kicked?
You gotta say it's a reasonable assumption. If I didn't kick you and he didn't kick you, it's a reasonable assumption that when you said you were leaving, then you left, or that you were gone, then it's assumption. The assumption that you just left makes perfect sense.
Kosho, if I just that's a stupid assumption if I came right back. I literally came right back.
That's what I was saying. That's what I said.
Yeah, I got kicked and came right back. I had to join the voice like 4 times after getting kicked.
Hold up. Right when WITSIT left, right when you left, you did say, "Oh, fuck this," and then you left.
No, that's not what happened. What I said was...
No, he came right back.
I don't say the F word anymore. That's how we know you're lying, because I don't even say the F word anymore. So what I actually said was, wow, I guess I'm just going to have to leave since I keep getting interrupted. Immediately, I was booted, and that was like the 4th time I'd been booted. And then I came right back. That's what happened. When I said peace out, I left myself. So.
Yeah, peace out. You didn't say fuck this. My bad.
I know I didn't say that.
Along the lines.
I just said word for word what I said. I guess I'm just going to have to leave since I keep getting interrupted.
Well, that's how you behave.
I don't think that's not quite word for word, I don't think.
Think about how pedantic and desperate you are to try to think you get some type of victory over me in exchange, Curved. You're pathetic.
How
pathetic.
Curved, can you do 20 push-ups for me, or are you not? Can you do that? I need 20 push-ups for every lie.
A Cheeto, I could probably do that.
You couldn't reach me because you're definitely very slow. Can you do 20 push-ups for each time you've lied, please, so you can learn to stop lying?
Snapping you like a Cheeto would be fine.
There's no shame in, having to work on things.
Little feminine bitch.
Oh, well, I can do 50 consecutive push-ups and I do 500 a day. How many do you do?
What? How much strength does it take to push up 120 pounds?
I weigh 100 and just under 160 pounds. I do 500 push-ups a day. How many do you do?
That's funny.
Just
under 160.
Yeah, and I can do way. It doesn't really matter. My point is, all I was trying to say, whatever. This isn't like anatomy measuring contest. All I'm saying is, there's no shame in having to work.
You're the one who started down this road, so don't cry now.
Well, I'm trying to point out that all I was trying to say to you is, there's no shame in having to work on things.
It doesn't matter. You started down this road, little bitch.
So the way that I had to break saying the F word was I had to make myself do push-ups every time I slipped up and done it. That's all I'm saying. You should work on it. Every time you lie about kicking me out.
No, I shouldn't do something just because you say so.
Well, it helps you break the habits, all I'm saying.
Yeah, it might help you.
The same way
Don't
that
project
we assume
your own personal problems on everyone else.
Left the room. Here, hold on. Look, somebody's. Yeah, what's his name? CB has access to the. CB has access.
Okay, look. Now go to the one right before that. Go to right before that when I got kicked out, because I just said when I said peace out, I left. So what happened right before that? I got kicked out. That's how dishonest this room is. That y'all are losers.
He's got access to it. Jim has access to it. Scott has access to it.
Okay, so go to the time I got. Okay, Kosho, I left the room back-to-back times. The second time I left. The first time I was kicked. So go to the one right before that.
Are we talking about different departures?
No. At the end, I said, I guess I'm gonna have to leave because I keep getting interrupted. Then I was booted. Then I joined the voice and I finished my statement and said peace out and then left.
You said I'm leaving because you keep interrupting me, Curve. That's what you said. Not think I'll have to leave. You said I'm leaving.
I never said think. I said I guess. But cool story.
No. Cool story. I'm listening to it now.
Does it even matter?
Think about how desperate these guys are to try to prove me wrong.
Where's the one before?
Yeah, where's the one before, guys? Where's the one before?
No, he posted 2 of them.
Post them back to back in a screenshot and prove that I didn't leave. Because we all know that I didn't leave. I'm not a liar like you guys are.
I mean, I'm not lying.
He's posting the same one.
I don't think.
Yeah, he just screenshotted the one. That means, think about how dishonest he is. He went and looked at it, saw that I got booted, and just screenshotted the last final departure where I said peace out and left myself.
I mean, you're assuming
it's the same one.
No, I'm not assuming it because I know what actually happened, Kosho.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, like, if I didn't kick you and Curb didn't kick you and it says you didn't get kicked, then I'm not sure.
It doesn't say I didn't get kicked because it was back-to-back departures, and he's yet to screenshot them back-to-back because he knows that I got kicked. So, Kosho, if you're Mr. Honest Guy, you would tell him to screenshot them back-to-back on the same picture.
Yeah, because he re-entered the room. I'm not saying it. Whenever he left the first time or got kicked, he came back again, then left again.
Yeah, and I just came back to finish my statement because I got kicked in the middle of it and then said peace out because I kept getting kicked. Why do I want to sit in here getting kicked mid-sentence? That was like the 3rd or 4th time at least that I've been kicked. Just this one time I've been in here. The last time I came, I got kicked about 7 times.
Well, it wasn't by Curved or Kosho.
I don't care who did it.
No, but you're accusing Curb of lying to us, right?
I didn't accuse anybody of doing it. I just said I keep getting kicked.
Well, you were telling him to do a bunch of push-ups.
Well, that was between...
Yeah, because he's lying about muting me, right? So he lied about muting me. I said you should do push-ups every time you lie.
You said kicking him.
He might have kicked me. I don't know who kicked me. Y'all haven't proved who kicked me yet because y'all are liars.
I know I didn't kick you.
Then who kicked me, though? Why don't you take a screenshot of who kicked me?
I can't know.
It's whoever took a picture of it, probably, because he's a liar.
Can't know.
CB usually straight up tells people if he kicks them.
Yet he intentionally, deceptively took pictures of just the final departure. So he's so honest that he's a liar. Is that your argument?
No, I mean, I've seen him call all sorts of, like, call me out, call Chemo out. He doesn't pick favorites usually. And if he kicks somebody, he'll just straight up say it. So I don't see why he. I don't.
Then why won't he take the screen? Then why did he leave out that part of the screenshot, Kosho?
I'm not sure if you left any part of the screenshot.
Okay, I promise that he did, and I don't lie. I got kicked out, and then I came right back and then left. That means that
somebody get kicked and then actually take a screenshot of what it actually looks like for somebody to actually get kicked and then compare the two.
Yeah, go. What it says is that person got booted. So he's only shown one of the departures when they were back to back. Tell him to take the picture of the log where it shows me exiting back to back at the end of the conversation, and it will show that WITSIT got booted. Then he came back, and then he left.
Not gonna show it.
I know they're not going to show it because I don't lie.
He said he was doing this on your behalf, and it says that you just left. So.
He left twice.
Kosho, you just said it again, dude. Kosho, this is why I wouldn't meet with you in person because, like, how can you be that dishonest?
I don't know what's supposed to happen here. Like you're sitting here complaining about something that nobody can do anything about. It's saying that you left. It didn't say you were kicked, so there's nothing we can do about it, man.
That's
okay. So Kosho does it. The second time I left, everyone in the room knows Kosho's a liar now. This is awesome. So the second time I admitted that I left, so I got booted. Then I came. I'm still talking, Kosho. Shut up. Okay. So I got booted. and then I came back, finished my statement, and said peace, and then I left. So where's the one where I got booted? Why doesn't he take the back-to-back pictures? Everyone knows I left the room twice, so why doesn't he take the pictures of back-to-back exits?
Why do you spend just so much time complaining, WITSIT?
Really, yeah, see, now this is all y'all can say. Now y'all can't defend yourselves. And the only reason I came in is because y'all are lying about everything. Y'all lie constantly.
You're accusing us all of lying, dude, and there's
yeah, no you're a liar, Kosho. That's right. You are a liar.
But you're straight calling us liars.
Yeah, you're a liar. That's right.
Okay, man.
Okay, bro. So go on mute. Because no one cares. You're a liar.
I thought you were leaving, dude.
Oh, now you just want me to leave because you can't acknowledge that you had.
You're lying. You said you were leaving, and then you just lied. You just came back to whine about not leaving.
I just want you to leave because you're an annoying pain in the ass, and you're really.
Hey, I just got kicked again. Let me guess, I didn't just get kicked.
To you, Curve.
Hey, I just got kicked again. Let me guess, I didn't get kicked that time either, huh?
You certainly are, Don Gio. You're very annoying.
Hey, do we want to admit that I got kicked that time? Do y'all want to admit that I got kicked out that time?
Anybody that disagrees with Curve is annoying.
No, but you are very stupid. Do you disagree with that, Don Gio?
Hey, Coach, did I just get kicked out?
Yeah, I didn't kick you. I don't have access to logs.
So it's cool if I get kicked out forcibly over and over in this room.
I thought maybe you just left. I had no idea you got kicked.
Well, I just got kicked again.
No, you didn't. You were here the whole time on my screen.
Wow. See, look at these guys. This is insane.
Fuck's sake, WITSIT, can't you stop bitching? For fuck's sake.
Yeah, I didn't see you get kicked again.
No, I got kicked and just joined voice immediately back.
I didn't see that part.
Well, it just happened.
I'm not.
Well, that was on your end then, not this end.
It's not on my end. I have 5 bars. I have full bars.
Huh. Well, you know, you're not gonna get the truth if you work.
Of course not. Of course not. And Mr., we all have access to the logs, but you won't go look at it. It's so funny.
There's nothing but
so anyway, move on. Who cares? I just wanted to call in here and expose that y'all are liars. And once I leave, y'all get real big and bad. I talk about how dumb I am. Y'all can't rebut any of my arguments. But then when I leave, all of a sudden, I'm an idiot. I'm a liar. I left. I didn't get kicked. Y'all talk real big and bad with all your lies. Then I come back and expose you. And now everyone gets real quiet, kicks me again, and continues to double down on the lie. Selectively takes a screenshot where they leave out the first departure where I was booted. You people are pathetic.
Lying about Curve.
Is that your boyfriend?
No, but someone checked the logs and it said you left. Did you not see it?
Are you mentally retarded? I was kicked out and then I left the second time.
No, I'm not retarded, but you should.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
You're acting like it.
Okay, well, let me explain this to your mental midget self, okay? So I was in here, and then I was forcibly kicked out. I rejoined the voice, finished my sentence, and then I left on my own accord. He screenshotted where I left on my own accord, leaving out the departure right before that, seconds before it, where I was booted. That's called being dishonest and a liar. Oh, you don't got anything to say now?
I've never known him to lie, man. That's what I'm saying.
Do you think
He'll call it out if he, whatever he sees in there, so...
Do you think coming in here constantly complaining and whining is productive in any way whatsoever?
We falsified your radius value of 3,959 miles, requiring a physical obstruction consistent with the Earth curvature convexity of 1.225 times the square root of the observer's height in feet.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, we did. We actually have an observation off the coast of California where we see that the horizon is further than 10 miles away from 1 foot off the surface of the Earth, requiring the radius of the Earth to be over 264,000 miles. Your radius value has been falsified, thus your entire model.
You also have daily observations much more numerous where the horizon is much, much closer than that.
Doesn't matter. Just one time falsifying the physical obstruction necessitated by the dimensions claim ruined your own model.
That does not tell you that the size of the Earth is changing.
No, the size of the Earth isn't changing. It's just not. It's just not curving. You're just not very smart.
The light is what's changing, not the Earth. You're too simple to understand this.
See, look what he did again. He just showed the left and rejoined. Show right above the left where I got kicked. You liar! Y'all are pathetic.
They can't handle this truth. This is what it boils down to.
What are you talking about, dude? It says left joined.
Yeah, so right above where I left, I got kicked. Kosho, are you this retarded?
Yeah, but it says left joined and then joined right away. So it says left right before it says join.
Okay, what does it say right before left at the top of that? Because that's the same time, 3:05 p.m. What does it say right above that when I got booted?
Yeah, but why would it say anything above that? If you left, the last time that you left on your own accord, then you wouldn't have joined right back away. When you joined right back away was right after you got kicked, supposedly, but it says here you left.
Take the full screenshot of whenever I got kicked. We all know that I got kicked. I don't lie.
Oh my God.
I was having fun talking about UFOs and aliens.
No, we don't know when someone gets kicked. That's
So you're saying there should be another left and joined above the last one at 3:05.
Well, I don't know if you're doing some little wizardry, and it's why it's taking you so long to make a false picture. What I do know for a fact is that I was kicked, came back, and then I left. So y'all are liars. I just got kicked about 5 minutes ago. I got kicked 7 times the last time I was in this room, and people would. You said you were leaving, so we helped you. We assisted you in leaving. That's what you do. If someone in here thinks it's funny that every time I mention leaving, you kick me out.
Right. That's not on.
Well, CD does do that.
And I know you think that's funny, and curved, and
the left join and left all correlate with what WITSIT said about when he left and joined and then left again. So that all correlates.
When WITSIT says he's leaving, it's not because he wants to leave. It's because you guys won't allow conversation to flourish. Yes? So he's thinking, why, just as all the other flat earthers get tired and they've had enough of not being able to speak freely, that's why they say, I'm out of here. Now, WITSIT doesn't want to leave. He wants to engage with the Glober.
He called 4 of us liars, and he called
WITSIT doesn't want to leave Kosher. He wants to engage with the Glober.
His accusations are false.
Can resort to insulting, but can't have a proper conversation.
A proper conversation? Nah, you're lying about how I was kicked.
Did you see? There you go, spiraling WITSIT.
No, I'm not spiraling. I'm just calling you out for being a liar. Sunken into depravity and degeneracy.
Totally listening to your spiraling WITSIT.
Hey, okay, can you rebut the fact that we falsified your radius value of 3959 and we've had observation requiring it being over 264,000 miles? Can you rebut the fact necessary antecedent to pressure is containment? The second law of thermodynamics is in direct contradiction to your claim of a pressurized system being adjacent to a near perfect vacuum. Oh, no, you can't. You can't.
1 second. Let's go.
Let's go. About your lying. You know, stop lying about people.
I don't lie.
Oh, I can falsify all that stuff, but you won't listen.
Okay, let's hear you falsify it. Let's hear you falsify it. You claim that a pressurized system is adjacent to a near perfect vacuum of 10 to the negative 17 torr, but the necessary antecedent to pressure is containment. Rebut it.
Who claims that? Who claims that?
Bring any citation.
What is acting as the containment?
But no citation that you bring will say that pressure requires a container.
Actually, your model claims that gravity is acting as the container.
Not necessarily, but
no citation you bring will say that pressure requires a container.
Yeah, it requires containment. I said containment, dude.
Show me
you did, you didn't before.
No, I did. I said the necessary antecedent to pressure is containment.
No, you didn't.
Well, if you didn't talk so fast, people will be able to hear what you're saying.
Okay, the necessary antecedent to pressure is containment.
That's not true, though.
Oh, it's not true? So you can have pressure without containment?
Pressure just requires a force and a square.
The force would be acting as containment, Kosho.
Get a grip.
The force acts as containment in your model. You don't even understand your own model.
I can specifically rebut the fact that you falsified R.
Oh, okay. So which one do you want to talk about first?
Let's go with R.
Okay, so we falsified the R value. So can you substantiate the R value?
The way you, quote, falsified it was to take an observation that was subject to refraction, which you ignored.
We did not ignore. See, this is the thing. Do you agree that it's terrestrial refraction that you're invoking?
Refraction.
No, yeah, it's terrestrial refraction because you're claiming that an optical extension of terra firma took place. That's called terrestrial refraction.
Refraction is independent of the shape of the surface you're looking over.
Well, we're specifically talking about the refractive effect on the surface, so it's called terrestrial refraction, according to the subject matter experts on your side of the argument.
No, the surface does not refract light.
Okay, so then the surface didn't refract.
Correct.
Oh, so there's a curvature blocking the oil rigs, but then the oil rigs were lifted up to make it look level, and then the horizon was picked up from the curvature, then picked up and placed over behind the oil rigs.
No, the light was refracted. The light was refracted.
The light was refracted off what?
Yeah, through the
air. It's bent as it travels through the atmosphere.
Okay, so the light depicting the image of the surface, right?
On everything.
The light is bending through the air.
I thought that the surface couldn't refract.
About the light from the surface. It's all the light.
There's semantical issues here.
No, he just said that the surface can't refract.
There's semantical issues here.
Oh, y'all seem to disagree with each other here.
No.
Yes.
The surface is not refracting the light.
Okay. So do you agree that there was a physical obstruction at 1.2 miles away in that observation, and we just couldn't see it because of refraction?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, so refraction then was affecting the surface.
The light was bending, allowing you to see more of the surface. The surface was not refracting the light.
Yeah. What exactly are you getting at?
Of course, it's the medium that refracts light, dude. What a straw man.
Surface refracting. What do you mean surface refracting?
No, yeah, the surface's optical perception of the surface was refracted.
The light's being bent. The Earth's not bending. The light's bending.
Oh, the Earth's not bending?
The Earth itself is not bending. The ground.
Oh, welcome to Flat Earth, Curved. It took you a while.
The Earth is not bending upwards into your view.
The surface of the Earth isn't bending. I agree with you. So
it's not bending upwards into your view. See, these are the word games, and you're going to dance around like that's a victory for you.
No, when you invoke refraction, you have to invoke terrestrial refraction.
You're
invoking terrestrial refraction because what you're saying is that the terrain then optically altered based on refraction. So the perception of the surface was changed.
Talking like a child doesn't make your point.
Well, it's the only way you seem to comprehend it. So the perception of the surface.
You don't have any.
The perception of the surface was altered based on refraction.
Changing from day to day.
I didn't say it was. That's a straw man. You're invoking the perception of the surface changed based on refraction. That is called terrestrial refraction.
So what?
Not necessarily. It's just
not necessarily. Okay, explain.
No,
the light is bending through the atmosphere.
But no, you're claiming specifically that the perception of terra firma was altered due to refraction. That is called terrestrial refraction objectively.
Okay, what if it is? So what?
Okay, at least Curve knows you're getting dismantled. Okay,
it alters your view. No. What's your point?
Okay, so you agree that you're invoking terrestrial refraction. That's the first step.
I said, what if it is?
Okay,
so what's your point?
Okay,
that's what you won't answer.
Okay, how do you quantify terrestrial refraction so that you can substantiate your point?
Lapse rates.
We see it.
What's the equation?
It depends.
I don't need to have that in the back of my head.
Okay, what are the variables in the equation? How about that?
Lapse rate.
What about it?
Well, the terrestrial refraction.
Are you going to deny refraction occurs?
No, of course not. Cool straw man.
Okay, then what's your point?
That the terrestrial refraction you're invoking requires the very R value that's in contention.
No, it doesn't.
Let's just say it
requires
does.
lapse rates.
Okay, so then you said you don't know the equation, and now you're saying it doesn't require the R value. So how about you provide the equation for terrestrial refraction void of the R value then?
I said let's say it does. What can you do with that?
See what they're doing? They're arguing two sides of the argument to try to beat me, and you still can't because you're religious.
No, we have different ways of looking at it.
You mean antithetical ways?
I'm trying to get a point out of you, which can't be gotten.
I already gave the point. You're invoking terrestrial refraction, which
You don't. You don't. You don't have a point.
You're invoking the terrestrial refraction, which actually invokes the R value that's in contention.
No, it
doesn't. The R
doesn't.
value is not in contention.
You can't just say no. Provide the equation of terrestrial refraction without the R value.
WITSIT. I'm not done.
Y'all are getting
Just because a few idiots around the world don't understand it or want to say nah does not put it in contention.
Y'all are the ones saying nah, nice self-projection, so terrestrial refraction uses the R value.
It's not in contention, dude. Just
I'm
because
contending
you
it.
guys
That's what the
want to
debate's
deny
about.
it. No, it doesn't work like that.
Oh, yeah, it does. The observation is contending the R value.
Cheeto. No, Cheeto. It doesn't work like that. So
now you can do his name call. This is called a red herring fallacy, a reification fallacy, and now you have an add-on fallacy. Okay?
If that makes your diapers more comfortable, that's fine.
I thought I was the stupid one, yet I'm dismantling both of you.
This is not in contention. You saying nuh-uh is not contention.
The Black Swan is contending the R value. So you're saying that it doesn't.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. That's what the
It's only contending the R value for you if you accept that refraction doesn't exist.
No, that's a straw man. I never said refraction doesn't exist, you moron. I said that you are having to invoke terrestrial refraction, and that is just a mathematical construct that uses an equation with the R value, which is what the very observation is contending and antithetical to. So it seems that you are very lost.
If you look at the thing that I posted you, it doesn't require the R value to initially calculate the radius of the bend. You then compare that to the Earth's radius. It doesn't require the Earth's radius.
Okay, so post the actual equation of terrestrial refraction without the R value then.
I posted it for you.
No, I'm not clicking on things. Post the equation in here.
You not choosing to do research.
No, I'm on an No, I've already done research. I know all about
you
your
choosing not to do research is not my problem.
Okay, so exactly what radius do you use then?
You calculate the radius of the bend of the light. You can compare that if you choose to do so. If you choose to do so, you can compare that with the radius of the Earth.
How do you calculate the radius of the bend of the light without a standard of the original parameters? Oh, you don't even understand the words I'm saying. So what is the radius of the bend of light then? How do you calculate that?
With lapse rates.
Okay, so what is the data compiled for the lapse rates?
It's in the thing that I posted to you.
So you take the lapse rates of the light, and then how do you figure out the radius of the light? You take a mean?
It's not the lapse rate of the light. It's the lapse rate of the atmosphere.
Okay, the light within the atmosphere.
It's not the light in the atmosphere. It's the lapse rate of the atmosphere.
Okay, so how do you substantiate that it's bending over a curve?
Why do you keep doing
standard
that?
No, yeah, it's by comparing it to the parameters of the R value, objectively.
No.
Yes.
You can calculate the radius of the bend of the light independent of the radius of the Earth. You can then later choose to compare that to the radius of the Earth.
Okay, so what is the radius of the bend?
Depends on the conditions in that particular moment.
Oh, well, we're talking about the Black Swan that you said that you know for a fact doesn't debunk your radius value because of refraction, just this broad term you've invoked, those specific types and effects of refraction, and you are invoking terrestrial refraction, although it clearly eludes your cognitive grasp. So, what is the radius that you are rebutting the Black Swan with?
Attempting to use the Black Swan to debunk the R value ignores refraction. It doesn't matter how many times you say. It doesn't matter how many times you say it doesn't. It does.
Nope, we accounted for terrestrial refraction and the furthest that it can extend the horizon, and we know how far that is. Do you?
If you're really close to
a we didn't account for refraction, you liar. So how far can it extend?
If you are really close to a cold body of water, making the air more dense next to that body of water, refraction can bend the light around the curve of the Earth.
That's a cool baseless assertion you have there, but we're actually contending the curvature rate of the Earth. I think you're lost. So once again, how can you substantiate that there is a refractive effect of terrestrial refraction that is in fact causing this optical effect? How did you figure it out? Stop just making baseless assertions.
So you're rambling aside. You cannot say that it's a baseless assertion to assume that refraction can bend light.
No. I didn't say that. That's a straw man. I never said that the refraction couldn't bend light. You're a loser and a liar because you continuously have to straw man me. So let's try again.
You said it was a baseless. You said it was a baseless assertion that light could bend around the curve.
No, I'm saying you're baselessly asserting that it's bending at the proper rate around a curvature that's in contention as a begging the question fallacy. I know that you're not intellectually sufficient enough to even understand your fallacious reasoning or how it's intellectually not viable. Let's try again. You're invoking terrestrial refraction. That invokes the R value, which is in contention. That's a begging the question value and a category error. So can you please specify how it is that you substantiated the radius of the bend?
A body of water that is 15 degrees Celsius cooler than the air above it can do that easily. It doesn't even have to be that much of a difference.
Okay, substantiate how you know that the R value is correct. This isn't complicated, dude. 1.225 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. That's where the physical, tangible, literal obstruction that is consistent has to be if the Earth is the dimensions they claimed it was on the sphere Earth that defies physics. We have an observation requiring the radius to be over 250,000 miles. What you're going to have to do is rebut this with specificity. You're invoking refraction. That is a big, generalized term. You're going to have to specify like a big boy here. Put your big boy pants on.
My rebuttal only needs to be that you're using a geometric measurement ignoring refraction.
I'm not ignoring refraction. We accounted for terrestrial refraction.
When you say the horizon must be 1.22 times the square root of the height of the observer in feet, that ignores refraction.
No, okay, that's where the physical obstruction has to be. And then when you account for the terrestrial refraction, it can extend that, okay?
Okay. How did you account for that?
Wait, I thought you said we didn't account for it. Yeah, you don't even know how far it can extend it. Yeah, it looks like you haven't even got past step 2 in this little argument here. How far can
As I already mentioned, a body of water 15 degrees Celsius cooler than the air above it can do that, no problem.
Do what?
Bend the light.
Bend the light far enough for this observation?
Yep.
Okay, how far is that?
What do you mean? It can bend it right around the curve of the Earth.
Oh, well, we actually have the exact quantification of how far terrestrial refraction can extend according to the subject matter expert on your side. Do you know how far that is?
Post it.
Oh, so when you said that you knew all about this, you have no idea.
I already told you a 15 degrees Celsius difference between the body.
You're just going to keep looping your same stupid statements. So how far can the horizon extend invoking terrestrial refraction? Do you know, or would you like to admit you don't know?
As I already mentioned, it can go right along with the curve of the Earth.
You just keep saying that.
With the situation that I already outlined.
Yeah, you just keep saying that. All you're doing is just reifying and reasserting your baseless assertion that the Earth's a ball, but we are contending that, buddy. Put your big boy pants on. You're way out of your league. When you invoke terrestrial refraction, how far can it extend the horizon? Do you know, yes or no?
Yes.
You hear that there was a limit?
Okay, how far is it then?
Does there have to be a limit?
Yes, actually, there's a specific equation according to the subject matter expert on your side. You just don't know what it is, and you have no intellectual honesty or humility in you, so you can't admit you don't know the answer.
I know what a Fresnel zone is.
Do you want to stop diverting away from my point-blank question? Do you know how far away the horizon can extend?
Tell us what you think the limit is, because I don't think there's a limit. I don't think any of us
No, I'm not going to answer it until one of you admit that you don't know.
Well, I'm saying I didn't think there's a limit. I don't think there's a limit. I think that's also what Doofus is saying, too.
Okay, provide the equation that says there's no limit. Provide the evidence for the fact that there's no limit. Provide empirical evidence that it's unlimited. So conveniently, for all the listeners at home, we have debunked the radius value with an observation. I'm still talking, Coach, so shut up.
No one's saying it's unlimited, though. So don't say that we're saying that.
You just said that there's no limit.
No, I'm saying I don't think there's a limit. Like you're saying there's a hard limit. I don't think there's a hard limit.
So there's not a limit, but it's not unlimited.
That's depending on the contents of the atmosphere.
So there is a limit or there isn't a limit?
No, there's no hard, like you're saying, like give us the limit. Like what's the limit? There's some distance where it's the limit. I don't think there's a hard limit.
But that's what the subject matter expert says. So you're saying that he's wrong.
Do you know what a Fresnel zone is?
Stop trying to ask me random questions to divert away from the fact you're in the corner and don't know what to do. What is the limit of extension of terrestrial refraction?
You're the one saying there's a limit. We're asking you what it is.
Yeah, I'm saying, so you admit that you don't know.
Yeah, they don't know the limit.
Okay, so at 1 foot off the surface of the Earth, if you invoke terrestrial refraction, which is 1.225 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, that's the physical location, terrestrial refraction can only extend the horizon to 1.32 miles. That's funny to you?
Listen, man, that's why we're laughing saying we don't think there's a limit. Because what you just said is certainly not the limit.
Okay, so the subject matter expert is dumber than Kosho, who literally, we don't even know who he really is.
You're interpreting this person.
One second.
No, that's what it says.
You're not reading this right. Average standard refraction is an average, yeah?
That's not what we're talking about.
No, but you're talking about the limitation of the standard average, aren't you?
Terrestrial refraction.
Terrestrial refraction is based on a refractive average, a standard of what we.
Oh, what is this? What is the average used? How do we come to the average? Do you know?
Have a limit on an average is not a silly question, WITSIT. Are you too thick to understand Standard.
Okay, so to get the average, to get the average, watch. Shut up, Kosho. It's not your turn yet.
That's the answer, though, Wits. There's no reason.
You don't get to talk back to back to back to back. I'll just talk louder than you guys. So, how do you determine the average?
I just stated it to you.
You look at your
Hey, one at a time, Gammas. How do you determine the average?
If you don't know how to work out an average, mate, that's a math problem on you.
For terrestrial refraction, how do you determine the average window?
That's a problem on you, mate.
Nope, good try there, buddy, little Gamma Mel. Good try. Good try, Gamma Mel. Good try. So whenever you invoke terrestrial... Shut up! Kosho! Why are you...
just to talk over the answer again, man.
No, Kosho, you let one... No, you let one person talk, and then the next Glober talks, and the next Glober talks, and the next Glober... That's not how this works. That's not how this works, Kosho.
Yeah, WITSIT, you're not going to shout over people.
Yes, I am. Look, here's the deal, bro.
You're not going to do that, man. So that's the answer, dude. That was the answer. It's based on
using
standard
average
conditions.
as though it's a limit. That's funny.
WITSIT, you ask a question, you have to give a chance for people to give you the answer. And then don't claim it's over talking when they're trying to give you the answer.
I suspect he's probably still talking because he hasn't realised he's been muted.
Yeah, probably.
Let's face it, his ability to be aware of the situation is somewhat limited. But yeah, exactly. That was why I felt it was reasonable to talk to him like he was an idiot. Because as far as I'm concerned, if you're saying that an average is a limit, an absolute limit, then you're a fucking moron.
Well, it wouldn't be an average then, would it?
Also, you're not meant to use standard refraction in those extreme conditions. Or those extremely varied conditions, like near the water.
Yeah, so what I was trying to get at, because he wasn't listening, was Fresnel zone is just something where the light can follow a particular pressure band is the whole way around. He doesn't seem to know what a Fresnel zone is, so that's funny.
Right.
Why y'all mute him? Wait, why y'all mute WITSIT? What's going on?
Because he's being an idiot.
Well, he's going against a bunch of globals.
Oh, yeah, so here's what actually... Yeah, this is what's happening, right? So, like, I'm addressing a point, and then a Glober answers it, and then another Glober talks, and then another Glober... So what you're saying is you give me something to respond to, and as I go to respond, and then it's Kosho's turn to interrupt me and keep talking, and then it's the next guy's turn to interrupt me and keep talking. You aren't actually trying to debate me. Yeah, but here's the deal. One person answers it. It's not like then one guy answers, then Kosho answers it, then the other guy answers, and I never get to say anything.
And then you ask the same question twice.
No, Kosho, you can't respond to what I just said.
You combined. You get to speak more than everybody else in this fucking room combined, WITSIT. So stop fucking moaning.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
You should be the last
No, it doesn't matter. I can't have a conversation with 7 people, and every time that I make my point, then someone says a question to me, and then you get to jump on top of it and answer for me. That's retarded. And then you mute me and tout victory.
For you.
Yeah, dude, I didn't answer somebody else's question. I was answering.
How do you determine the average? How do you determine the extension rate of terrestrial refraction? How do you determine that?
I already answered that
twice. Read a book.
How do you determine it?
Go read a book, WITSIT.
I've already read all about this. You're the one that doesn't know anything about it.
Why the fuck are you sea lioning?
Okay, so you have to know that the answer is shut up. Shut up. No one cares about your color commentary, bitch. So the answer is you have to know the R value. That's the answer.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Jesus.
Okay, the equation has the R value in it, though. So how do you determine the average? How do you? The Earth, you idiot. How do you determine the extension rate of terrestrial refraction without the R value? Someone else posted it in here already on your side, you idiot.
Man, it says the R value is the radius of the Earth.
It says 6/7 R. Yeah, R is determining the R value.
Dude, you even know what that means.
So you're saying 6/7 R is 7/6 R isn't about the R value of the Earth?
Why would it?
Because it's about terrestrial refraction, dude.
Motherfucker, do you know the difference between terrestrial refraction and astronomical refraction?
Yeah, we're talking about terrestrial. It's about the terrain, okay? So whenever you look at the terrain... Oh, so they get to interrupt me, though. So y'all just get to constantly interrupt. So terrestrial refraction is about the terrain of the...
Oh, my God.
They're just going to keep interrupting me.
Ground.
Okay, so the terrestrial refraction...
What else?
So where are you at now, Mr. Moderator?
I know,
WITSIT,
right?
you're the one that... You're interrupting just as much as this guy is, man. I'm asking you to stop interrupting. You're not stopping
Coach, you're so obviously biased. It's laughable, dude. It's laughable.
Yeah.
No, bro, honestly,
Nah,
you're
stupid
calling
shit.
names constantly in the middle of
you
his
can't act like that and then
conversation.
ask for moderation, dude. Like,
okay,
stop,
so watch.
stop interrupting people, man.
Okay, watch. I'll get interrupted, and Coach O will get real quiet, right? And he won't say anything. But as soon as I interrupt someone, Coach O puts his little moderation cape on and runs to the rescue to help them obfuscate.
Yeah, no, I haven't done that once, WITSIT. I haven't
yeah, you have. Yeah, you have.
This time, I haven't asked you to stop interrupting.
Okay, so you've invoked
that's going out
terrestrial
live.
refraction, whether it's unbeknownst to yourselves or not, because you're zealot. So terrestrial refraction is about the
what else?
See, look, what's up now, Coach O?
Because you keep saying the same phrase.
Wow, there's same sentence.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I have to keep repeating myself. Have you not put that together yet? So you're invoking terrestrial refraction. That's about the terrain of the Earth. So whenever you're going to invoke an optical extension of the terra firma, you have to have the R value. So then you put in the equation 7/6R to get a median window, an average window of the extension of terra firma optically. This requires the R value, but that's in contention. That's called begging.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. I've got to stop you. I've got to stop you there, guys. 1 sec. 1 sec.
Has fuck all to do with the shape of
I might. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Okay, let me try again for you, buddy.
Carefully, WITSIT. I'll repeat it again, just so you don't strawman me, because you're famous.
Okay, 1 sec, guys. We've got a super chat. 1 sec, Druss. We've got a 1 sec. We've got a.
He did.
We've got a super chat.
Oh, you're a fucking prick, man.
Well, Druss is interrupting me in the middle of the super chat, so.
No, you interrupted him, you twat.
Yeah, but we've got a super chat.
The super chat was 10 minutes ago, you prick.
Come on, guys.
I'll read it out. So he asked, it's a £2 super chat. Hold on.
Oh, don't let the Scottish guy read it. How the fuck are we going to understand it? I'd want my money back.
£2 super chat. When without what?
Just
when
read
without
it,
asks you how did you get the R value? Well, that always follows him giving you the R value by asking a question about the globe horizon. In short, he gives you the R value. I think he meant WITSIT.
Right, can we have someone else read it real quick?
So you're reading the question that's addressed to me and then trying to answer it at the same time?
Exactly. They're not paying for you, Chris. They're paying for WITSIT at the
trying to answer it. It was an autocorrect. It says when without. It must have meant WITSIT.
Yeah, so ask WITSIT the question. Let's get it answered.
Right, so when WITSIT asks you how did you get the R value, well, that always follows him giving you the R value by asking a question about the globe horizon. In short, he gives you the R value.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a statement.
Okay, well, here's my response to the statement, okay? What's in contention is the R value because we have an observation that is not consistent with the convexity rate that is dependent upon the R value. So when we say, look, the R value is in contention, you cannot then give me a mathematical construct built upon pure theory saying that here it is, here's how it could happen if the R value is true because we're contending the R value. 7/6R is a hypothetical extension of the optical effect of extension on the terra firma using the very R value that's in contention. You cannot do that.
Do you agree that looming is the common mode of refraction in our atmosphere?
Do you agree that looming is relative to the horizon?
No. Do you agree that looming is the common mode of refraction in our atmosphere?
Yeah, and it's about objects relative to the horizon.
No.
That's all you got?
It certainly isn't. Do you agree that looming is the common mode of refraction?
Okay, can you provide a citation that defines looming without being relative to the horizon?
Yes.
Okay, do it.
Apparently you've been here for
because you're lying. So anyway, looming is about objects relative to the horizon.
Yeah, it's just the sky reflecting off the water, mirroring.
Yeah, so whenever the horizon constantly extends further and closer, welcome to flat Earth. That's what we know it does. But according to you, there's a physical obstruction there. The horizon isn't just an optical effect based on atmospheric refraction, which is what we claim. So when you say that we deny refraction, that's laughable. That's our actual claim. When you say refraction, welcome to flat Earth, that's our argument. We know the horizon is nothing more than an effect that is based on atmospheric refraction. You claim that there's an actual physical obstruction that will result in a horizon and that it is affected by refraction. So then you have to objectively invoke terrestrial refraction, and that is 7/6R, begging the question of the R value that's in contention. That's a begging the question fallacy. We falsified your R value, bro. Wake up.
Why is standard refraction a useful tool then?
Why is it a useful tool? Because because there's a certain window within a window of error of a generality of where the horizon appears to be optically based on general atmospheric conditions. This has nothing to do with the curve of the Earth.
I heard you've got 160 IQ. Is that true?
Tool too.
Here you go. What's it?
156 to 159.
Here we go.
Where was that tested?
In college.
WITSIT, here you go.
Yeah, right. You've got one
late.
I'm the king of Scotland.
Chris, by the time you reach college, taking an IQ test is just not valuable anymore.
Okay, well they gave me one. They gave us all one in freshman. So you go talk to the private university that did it.
No. What I'm saying to you is, I know you're smart. I don't care about all that. I'm just saying it sucks that you don't have one from when you were young. You know what I mean?
I don't think I do. I'd have to ask my parents. I don't really care about them.
I hear that.
So anyway, looming and sinking are the simplest.
That's right there with
the
water.
I'm trying to read it, but you're interrupting me like the gamma that you are. So looming and sinking are the simplest. Looming and sinking are the simplest of all the refraction phenomena. They're simply abnormally large and small refraction, respectively, as was first shown by Lambert in 1759. A constant density gradient in the lower atmosphere produces only a vertical displacement of distant objects. Not a distortion. So looming is just an exaggeration of normal refraction produced by a steeper than usual decrease in density with height. So thank you. You didn't realize that you just supported my point. It says right there that it says that it's based on objects. So you're saying the horizon's an object?
No, you asked him to find a definition that did not reference the horizon. And
I said, can you find a definition of looming that isn't relative to the horizon? An object is relative to the horizon, dude.
Nope.
Wow. You guys are crushing it today, bro.
It's really simple to break down looming. It's just reflecting off the water. It's a mirage.
Yeah, but the horizon itself doesn't loom,
looming has
dude.
nothing to do with water.
Yes, it does.
No, a physical horizon doesn't loom, bro.
WITSIT, if I have a glass of water in the distance, is the water not gonna loom? Just the glass, not the water.
But is the horizon going to lift behind objects?
Yeah, because water is also affected by looming. So
the curvature of the Earth is going to loom up and lift behind objects that aren't looming. Is that your claim?
Water is an object, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you see further, because the water is loomed up, your horizon will
is an
back.
object. What object?
No, water is an object.
The horizon is not what
object? Yeah, is the horizon an object?
Water is.
But what about the horizon? That's what we're talking about, the horizon.
Yeah, the horizon is where the sky appears to meet the Earth.
Appears to meet the Earth,
If you can see the water further, then of course your horizon would be further.
Okay, but it's just where it appears to meet the Earth. It's an optical effect. It's an apparent location. Welcome to Flat Earth. You claim that it's an actual location, a tangible obstruction of convexity of terra firma. This has been debunked. So you lose again.
Thing, guys?
You said the horizon can't loom.
Never mind.
That's right.
How about that video I just shared?
A physical horizon can't loom.
How about that video I just shared, though?
What about it?
The horizon changes position day to day. The horizon looms.
Welcome to Flat Earth. The horizon is just an apparent location that constantly moves. It's not looming. It's just changing optical effect.
It can't be looming.
It reminds me of one thing real quick. It reminds me of the pencil in the glass. The pencil is in an apparent location. It's in a different location than what we know it is because we put it there and we know where the pencil is. But
that's diffraction.
And it looks like the pencil is diffracted or refracted. off of its normal position. But without that pencil being there, we couldn't see that thing actually being put off of its normal position.
That's not analogous to the atmosphere at all. That's a change between two different. No, I'm interrupting you because this is stupid.
I've never interrupted you before, bro. I'm not.
Okay, well, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So all I'm saying is that without that pencil, we wouldn't see the apparent position of the pencil. So that it might follow that without that horizon, we wouldn't see the apparent position of that horizon.
Okay.
I have a response to that. I've heard that.
Sorry, I'm sorry for interrupting you, man.
No worries.
I thought you were someone else.
That's okay. I just that's where I'm stuck. So if I
so
get
Graham,
that,
okay. Well, here's the problem. That, like, when using the pencil analogy is not analogous because that's a change from one medium to another, right? Water is a totally different medium than air. We're looking through a singular medium, right? There's changes of density within the medium, but it's a singular medium. So when you're looking through the air and you have optical effects, it's not the same as putting a pencil from air into water. That's a change from two different medium utilizing Snell's law. So it's not analogous. It's not the same at all.
The differential form of Snell's law works in a gradient.
Yeah, the differential of Snell's law is a mathematical construct to try to describe a difference in density within the singular medium of the atmosphere. Once again, not analogous to sticking a pencil into water.
Okay, but it still works.
Snell's law? Do I have to look at Fermat's principle or something like that too?
Also, there's a picture of the horizon looming.
Oh my gosh, dude. The horizon is just an apparent location. That's what we say, dude. You're the one that claims
said the horizon does not loom, and it does.
I said that. No. I said looming is a specific refractive effect of objects relative to the horizon. This is objective.
It's not the citation that I brought up.
Okay, well, can you provide the whole reference and context so I can prove you're wrong? And it says it's about objects, not about the horizon. So can you provide a citation that says that the horizon can loom, please?
Wait, why are you ignoring the horizon is an object.
Hey, can you provide a citation that says the horizon can loom?
We don't need to. It's you.
You don't even have it. Oh, what a sucker.
You have a citation that says objects can loom, right?
Yeah, objects loom relative to the horizon. Yeah, that's what I said.
And the water beyond the horizon is an object.
But the horizon isn't an object.
However, the water beyond it is.
But is the horizon an object, Jim?
Well, we wouldn't normally describe it as one.
Okay, because it's not one. That's why we don't describe it as one.
I just want to say one thing, like for the fun of it.
If the water behind it is an object, and if the water behind it is loomed, then it will change the position of the horizon.
Is the horizon an object?
Yes, necessarily, Don.
No, I got an actual photo right
here. It makes up part of the horizon.
The horizon isn't an object. It's just an optical effect where the sky appears to meet the ground. Stop interrupting.
That's true. I think that the water is physical and the air is physical. And so what we're seeing is a physical thing. It's not just an optical thing.
The horizon's a physical thing, even though it constantly fluctuates throughout the day based on atmospheric conditions and has purely an optical effect.
Well, the horizon, when we see a horizon, all we see is air and sea. So which part of that is not physical?
What we're seeing is just an optical effect. It isn't a physical location.
Okay, so the only things I'm seeing two things: sea and air. Which of those two things is not physical?
Good try, but you're not actually seeing the actual location of them. You're seeing an optical effect of where the sky appears to meet the ground. It's just an optical effect. It isn't an actual location of physicality.
Well, I disagree. I think
so. You're saying the Earth's breathing in and out all throughout the day?
I'm saying the things I'm seeing are physical, and the
so the Earth's breathing in and out like a giant lung.
No, I didn't say that. And
that's what you have to say.
Jump in?
No, I don't.
Can I jump in?
You're seeing physical.
You're seeing physical.
If anything,
their position where we see them changes, but that doesn't mean that they are physically changing.
Okay, so then it's just an optical effect of an apparent location. Exactly. It's not a physical, actual location, which is necessitated by your shape claim of the Earth.
I'm sorry, but yes, it is.
So the horizon is a physical, actual location,
Well,
although it constantly
again,
changes.
All I can do is keep asking you the same question.
But I mean, your response is non sequitur.
Which is, when we see a horizon, we're looking at two things, air and sea. Which of those two things is not physical?
I didn't say that one of those things weren't physical. What I said was the horizon isn't physical. Try again.
I'm looking at something that isn't physical, and the two things
horizon is not physical.
Are physical.
A horizon isn't defined as water or air. It's defined as where the sky appears to meet the ground. It's the optical location of convergence. It is not the water nor the air. It is the place that they appear to converge. This is an optical effect, an apparent location, and they constantly move and fluctuate. You claim that it's an actual, tangible location of obstruction. I got to go anyway because I've been on your way too long, and you guys still don't understand the simplicity and the fact that the horizon isn't physical. I have to go do things today. We have to go to the next location. I'm going to catch up with you guys on the flip side like a coin toss. Peace.